Welcome to the Lincoln Financial NBC Sports Report. Here's your host, Jimmy Roberts.
The 195th consecutive sellout at Notre Dame Stadium as the Fighting Irish, after breaking into the win column last week, try to upset the fourth-ranked team in the country, of course, the BC Eagles. Freshman Jimmy Clausen has struggled since being named the starter back in week 2. Just one touchdown pass this year as he continues to try to adjust to major college football. His counterpart today, BC's Matt Ryan, 15 touchdown passes already. He's taken his team to its first 6-0 start in 65 years, and in the process has emerged as a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. Well, hi again, everyone. We'll get you out to the game in just a moment. You know, it's been a difficult year, of course, in South Bend, but in Boston, totally different story. What a time to be a sports fan in New England. The Eagles, of course, ranked 4th in the country. It's the school's highest ranking since 1942. They're scoring more than 35 points a game, the best team in the ACC right now. At BC, they're starting to think about the BCS. Meanwhile, the New England Patriots are also unbeaten and look like the best team in the NFL, off to a 5-0 start. Tom Brady looking good as ever, especially with his newfound weapon, wide receiver Randy Moss. Big matchup with 5-0 Dallas. That's coming up tomorrow. And then, of course, the Red Sox facing the Cleveland Indians right now in the American League Championship Series. Last night in Game 1, the Red Sox behind Josh Beckett, Big Papi, and Manny Ramirez dominated the Tribe 10-3. Game 2 is tonight at Fenway Park. And after some lean years, there is even considerable excitement about, believe this or not, the Celtics, who start the season in 3 weeks. Remember, Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett now wearing the Celtic green. We'll get you out to our game in just a moment, but first, a couple of scores from the top 25. 25 straight regular season wins for Ohio State. Now, that's a school record. The Buckeyes lead the nation in scoring defense and have now held 6 of their 7 opponents this season to 7 points or less. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, Illinois had a chance to beat Iowa on the last drive of the game, but Eddie McGee picked off in the end zone by redshirt freshman Brett Greenwood. First Big Ten win for the Hawkeyes in more than a year. Of course, we'll have all the scores and highlights at halftime, and Peter King of Sports Illustrated drops by with all the latest NFL news. Vonage countdown to kickoff coming up right after this message.
This has been the Lincoln Financial NBC Sports Report.
Welcome to the Vonage Notre Dame Countdown to Kickoff.
Notre Dame Stadium, scene of so many epic football games over the years, and sold out today for a matchup of the only 2 Catholic universities that play big-time football. Today, these 2 Catholic universities renew their rivalry, and history has not been kind to the Irish. 1993, Notre Dame ranked number 1 in the country and needs only to get past Boston College to play for the national championship. Notre Dame loses 41-39.
Here comes the snap, it is high. The spot, the kick is up high enough, long enough, and it is good. And Boston College has upset Notre Dame.
2002, Notre Dame starts the season 8-0 and has visions of the BCS in Ty Willingham's first year. But wearing their green jerseys, the Irish suffer a stunning home loss, 4-3 Eagles team. Now it's Boston College that's undefeated. The Eagles are 6-0 and ranked 4th in the nation, while averaging an impressive 36 points a game. Is it Notre Dame's turn to play spoiler? Coming off their first win of the season at UCLA, the Irish are primed to build on last week's upset. In a season of turmoil atop the college football rankings, Notre Dame hopes to add another bizarre chapter to the 2007 season. It's a classic rivalry renewed. Boston College and Notre Dame. The cooler temperatures of autumn have finally arrived in northern Indiana, seemingly catching the trees by surprise. Still predominantly green on the Notre Dame campus as you're watching the Vonage Notre Dame Countdown to Kickoff. Notre Dame Stadium primed for the matchup between the Eagles of Boston College, high-flying, number 4 in the nation and unbeaten, against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And all eyes toward the tunnel. The Irish, after picking up their first victory of the season on the road at UCLA last week, poised to make their entrance before another sellout crowd here at the stadium. Led by Tom Zibikowski, here come the Irish.
Good. I'm also on ref mic right now, so.
So the Irish making their appearance on the field. Jimmy Clausen, the young freshman quarterback, who will be under center for the Irish to start the game. And there's his opposing quarterback, Matt Ryan, the Heisman Trophy candidate from the Eagles of Boston College, coming out as one of the captains before the game here. And there, Jeff Jagosinski and the Eagles of Boston College. Boston College 6-0, their best start since 1942, and number 4 in the nation. And we'll be back to Notre Dame Stadium, the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff in just 30 seconds. What's better than watching the Irish on your TV? Watching them from your seat at Notre Dame Stadium. Go to vonage.nbcsports.com for your chance to win a trip for 2 to an Irish home game. And welcome to Notre Dame Stadium, everyone. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden here for the Eagles and the Irish. Charlie Weiss saying all arrows pointing up for his young team after they got their first win of the season last week at UCLA thanks to 7 Bruin turnovers. But if they're going to upset Boston College today, Coach Weiss told us, Pat, that his young quarterback, Jimmy Clausen, is going to have a big game.
Well, you know, the offensive numbers have been abysmal for the Irish, ranking last just about in every category. But Jimmy Clausen, they're going to take the gloves off today. You know, he's been kind of dinking and dunking, and they really haven't do much, just kind of managed the game. Well, today he's going to have to play a lot better because Charlie told us yesterday they're going to have to manage at least 20 points or more to match the high-scoring Boston College offense.
Well, Jimmy would do well to look across the field and watch his counterpart, Matt Ryan of the Boston College Eagles. Jeff Jagosinski is the new coach at BC. He came over as the offensive coordinator from Green Bay before taking the job in Chestnut Hill, and he inherited a quarterback, Matt Ryan, that is a legitimate Heisman candidate.
Now, Tom, if I asked you what your quarterback wants to do, what would you say?
Win games.
Win games, and he's 20-4 as a starter. He is an absolute winner. He's got all the attributes you look for. He's big, he's tall, he's got great touch. I think accuracy is his key attribute that he possesses. You know, started the game season with 5 touchdown passes against Wake Forest, 4 last week. The games in between have been pretty special as well. And Tom, remember that 1984 Boston College magical year, and the year that Doug Flutie has? You know, Matt Ryan's having that same kind of magical season, and to get that Boston College feeling is pretty much the same.
Well, right now, Coach Jagosinski is down on the field with Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Coach, if you are going to win this game, what do you expect the keys to be?
We can't turn the football over. We have to win first down and make this a one-dimensional game.
What worries you most about the Notre Dame defense?
Well, I tell you, the last game and a half here, they've been really good, and they swarm the football. They're taking the ball away. Last week they had 7 turnovers, so that's why I'm saying we have to take the ball and keep it to ourselves.
All right, thanks for the time. Tom, back up to you guys.
All right, Alex, as the Eagles go for their 5th straight win over Notre Dame. Boston College and the Irish, you've been watching the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff. And we'll be right back to Notre Dame Stadium right after these messages from your local NBC station. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium as the Irish get set to host the Eagles of Boston College. Today's game presented by Vonage. Notre Dame leads the series 9-7, but Boston College has won the last 4 in a row and 5 of the last 6. 3 straight wins here at Notre Dame Stadium. So Charlie Weiss hoping in a little role reversal for the Irish to play the spoiler, as so many times Boston College has spoiled Notre Dame's season. You saw new coach Jeff Jagosinski, and there's Jimmy Clausen. The Irish will get the football first. Boston College won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. So Matt Ryan will have to wait for his defense to get off the field before he comes on. 57 degrees, very pleasant afternoon. Kind of overcast skies, but 57, northwest 12 miles an hour. The wind as Notre Dame 1-5 take on the high-flying Eagles at 6-0, already bowl eligible this season with those 6 wins to start the season. The 9th straight year they've been bowl eligible. In fact, they've won 7 straight bowl games.
You know, Tom, BC starts the game here kicking off. They have done a poor job, really, on kickoff coverage this year. And a big opportunity today, I think, for the Irish on kickoff returns.
Steve Apanavicius will kick off for the Eagles of Boston College. That's a look at Golden Tate, who is deep along with Armando Allen for Notre Dame. And the left footer. Kick taken by Allen. Armando Allen upended as he crosses the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Good coverage that time by the Eagles on the kickoff return. As we look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Adidas with Jimmy Clausen. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions on the season for the Irish. Notre Dame starts 3 wide receivers today, but John Carlson, the tight end, with 18 as the top receiver. And on the offensive line, Olsen starts at right guard. Matt Carriefel doesn't dress today, and he's deciding if he will stay at Notre Dame. Clausen with a delayed handoff to Aldridge. Aldridge with a couple of tough yards before he's tackled by Jalon Dunbar. So the Boston College defense, one of the best in college football. And the Notre Dame coach is impressed with Brain at 6'3" at 325. He lost 20 pounds. Dunbar, who made that tackle. And Silva leads Boston College in tackles and had 3. That's 3 interceptions last week. Swing pass, Aldridge. Aldridge crossing the 30 to the 33-yard line, tackled by DeJuan Trimble. So Trimble with that tackle in the secondary, setting up a 3rd down for the Irish.
Well, the Irish started 0-5, I think largely because of turnovers. They had 12 turnovers in those first 5 games. Last week against UCLA, they did not turn the ball over on defense and on offense. And Tom, as you said, they created 7 on defense, helping them to get their first win.
So here's a 3rd down. Aldridge looking for a spot, found a seam, cut up, and will be close to the 1st down. Dunbar with his 2nd tackle here on the opening series.
It looks like he picked up the 1st down, but this is a tough Boston College team to run against consistently. You know, they're only giving up about 50 yards rushing per game. Aldridge managed to get the 1st down that time, but to win this game, the quarterback Jimmy Clausen is going to have to do a lot more than he has in his prior 3 games as a starter.
Clausen whips it into the flat and wide of Camara, the intended receiver. Camara, the freshman from Hoboken, New Jersey, getting the start today, a 2nd straight start as Notre Dame opens up today with the 3 wide receiver look.
And the no huddle look too. The 3 wide outs. John Carlson really had, you mentioned him being the guy that they really want to get the ball to, can really come on the last couple of games with 11 catches. There's a big old John Carlson, the academic All-American from a year ago. 18 on the season to lead the Irish. 2nd down and 10. Clausen chased, unloaded as he was hit, incomplete, short hopping Camara. Flag down.
First penalty marker of the game as Albright was collapsing on Clausen.
It's going to be a holding call against the Irish. Alex Albright, number 98 for the BC team, has really had a productive year. So only 17 tackles, but 11 of them have been for negative yardage. He's had 5 sacks, 6 tackles for losses, so he's, Tom, playing on the other sideline of scrimmage.
74 of the offense, that's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Sam Young guilty of the hold. That was Jack Childress, the referee today, an ACC crew.
Well, you know, the Irish offensive line has really struggled protecting their quarterback, giving up nearly, well, actually over 5 sacks per game, 32 on the year. And you saw Sam Young struggle right there with Alex Albright. Irish in these situations last year used to be a very good screening team, Tom. Haven't done it as much this year.
Go to the run to Aldridge.
It's a tough team to run against. Frank Spaziani, the defensive coordinator, really has had very good run defenses the last 3 or 4 years for the Eagles. This is no different.
Allowing 49.7 yards a game, 3rd best rush defense in college football, and
with 16 interceptions, tied for first in that category.
Look at that statistic. 7 yards or more. The Irish have had 53 of them, only converted 7, 13%, Tom, if my math is correct. Oftentimes it's not.
Yes, I know.
But it's a third and very, very long again.
Well, you have to do it on first and second down to put yourself in position to make those thirds. And here's another tough one, 3rd and 17. Blitz comes from the Eagles. Clausen chased and just throws it away.
Francois, the linebacker on the blitz, right up the gut. I mean, they're not hiding the blitz. I mean, you can see it. They're just not blocking it. They're right by Mike Turkovich.
So, after picking up a first down, the Irish opening drive stalls. Clausen to the sideline. And Price in punt formation. Tribble will be deep for Boston College. Price has regained the punting job, averaging 41 yards a punt.
Good game last week against UCLA.
And this is a good punt. Tribble calls for the fair catch, backs up and makes it at about the 27-yard line. A 44-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Matt Ryan and the Boston College Eagles with the ball when we come back to Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Vonage, a better way to phone for less. By ADT, America's #1 security provider. By Prudential, helping you make the right financial moves in the retirement red zone. And by Toyota, moving forward. So Matt Ryan, the Heisman candidate from Boston College, will be under center for the first time. He has completed 62% of his passes, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season.
And boy, does he get rid of the ball quickly.
And our Adidas starting lineups, Boston College offense, and look for Ryan to spread the ball around. Callender, their top rusher, over 5 yards a carry. And known for their offensive line, Sherilis, the left tackle, starts his 44th straight game.
Change in Notre Dame defense when Boston College opened up with 3 wides. Having an extra defensive back.
And Matt Ryan from the shotgun formation with a handoff to Callender. Tough going for Callender. Trevor Laws was the first to hit him. Pat Coons got there as well. Our Adidas starting lineups for the Notre Dame defense, and Laws singled out by Coach Weiss as having an outstanding season in what has otherwise been a tough campaign. Mo Crum, top tackler, had that Notre Dame record 4 forced turnovers against UCLA. And of course, Tom Zbikowski has 3 forced fumbles and an interception for the Irish this year. Second down and 8. Under center this time. Ryan retreats to pass. Over the head of Callender in the flat and incomplete. Maurice Crum.
Well, Matt Ryan does a great job of spreading the ball around to a variety of receivers. That really has no favorite target, makes it difficult to defend him. 13 players with a catch, you see that? 3 players with 20 or more. And how about 7 different players have caught a touchdown? Charlie Weiss says, yeah, he just does not have a favorite guy that you can try to shut down because he'll wing it to anybody.
All right, 3rd down and 8, 3 wides. Challenger, Robinson, and Gunnell for Boston College.
And the freshman defensive ends there for Notre Dame.
Ryan on 3rd down with plenty of time. Across the middle and complete to Purvis, his tight end, for Boston College, first down, a gain of 11.
Boy, terrific offensive line protection. You always talk about the stars, Tom, the wide receivers, running backs, the quarterbacks. You know, they get to date the head cheater and all that stuff. But it's the big uglies up front that give the quarterback plenty of time to find his tight end, Ryan Purvis. You know, he's a good receiving tight end. 20th catch on the year for Purvis. So you shut down the outside guys, but boy, he's a big target over the middle.
Kyle McCarthy made the tackle for Notre Dame, but not until Boston College converted a 3rd down. Here's Whitworth, gets the handoff. Whitworth down the sideline, foot race. The Irish have the angle and able to knock him out of bounds inside the 10. David Bruton chased him down, but Whitworth on his first carry went for 52 yards.
Yeah, another big play given up by the Irish. And you know, the thing about this Boston College team, Tom, boy, they have good balance. They're running for 140 yards a game, passing for 315. Just as a little counterplay, all the Irish were going the other way, and Whitworth was kind of their change of pace back, really comes up with another big play. Here's his head coach, Coach Jags. Say, that's okay, let's call that one again. That worked.
First and goal. Handoff to Callender, who's back in the game for the corner of the end zone. Boston College touchdown.
What a nice block by Sherrillis, the left tackle, Tom. You mentioned him, a big old guy they call the Chief. Cleared the way for Callender. Nice opening drive. Well, you know, they've been a quick strike team this year. Watch number 77 kind of clear the way. Good block with a wide receiver, Megwa, too. So the wide receiver does a job, left tackle does his job. Touchdown.
Callender's 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Callender, one of the 17 players on this Boston College team that have picked up their undergraduate degree as a sociology degree. The extra point, however, is missed by Apanavicius. He has missed now 3 on the season. He's only 24 of 27 after that miss. But Boston College converts a 3rd and long. Then they get the long run from Whitworth. Callender takes it in for the touchdown. Coach Jag and BC up 6-0. This season, the Notre Dame experience extends to NBCSports.com a half hour before every game. Watch the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff. And during the game, get Notre Dame updates and news sent right to your phone. Just text ND to 51515. After the game, check out the coaches' press conferences on the Vonage postgame report. Also, NBCSports.com now features classic Notre Dame games. For the complete Notre Dame experience, go to NBCSports.com all season long.
You had a text message, Tom?
Yes. A little text message going there between the two running backs. Callender took the touchdown run, but Whitworth with a 52-yarder set it up for him as they went 5 plays, 73 yards, just a minute 24. The big play converting a 3rd and 8 with that 11-yard pass to the tight end Purvis.
Yeah, good offensive line protection for Matt Ryan to pick up that big 3rd down conversion.
Here's the Notre Dame kickoff receiving to Armando Allen. Allen picks his way again to about the 27-yard line off the kick from Apanavicius.
You know, this Boston College, it was just 5-play drive. They had 33 scoring drives, but 19 under 3 minutes. So this is a really difficult team to defend, I think, because that last drive was minute 24. They can come up with big plays, but they also have the ability to grind it out in the running game as well. So good teams can beat you a couple different ways, and Boston College is one of those good teams.
On their first possession, the Irish picked up a 1st down, but then after a penalty, had the punt. And here's Aldridge with a nice run. Knocked out of bounds across the 35-yard line by Morris and Silva.
James Aldridge, we had a chance to talk to him yesterday. Born
Justin.
Justin is his middle name, right? His parents call him Justin. Born in St. Louis. Dad worked at the Ford plant there. They closed the Ford plant down, moved to Indiana. Not too far from here. Had a nice season rushing the ball for the
Crown Point, Indiana, Maryville High School. Here's George West. On the reception, looks like he has the 1st down. Lawson completing the pass to West, with Tajia Morris making the hit for BC. And it looks like they're going to take a long look at it and maybe bring out the sticks.
What was that play? You know, they used to see Jeff Samardzija run so much, they called it now or quick, whatever it was. If there was nobody covering the wide receiver, they used to stand up and just throw it to him. And they averaged 10 yards over the last few years. They picked up the 1st down that time to Joy West with the same play.
So Aldridge with a good run on 1st down enables them to pick up the 1st down without having to go to 3rd this time. We talked about earlier all those 3rd downs they have failed to convert. So across that yellow line, and today's 1st down line brought to you by Xerox. Again, the key here is 1st and 2nd down to put it within reach on 3rd. Clausen, short drop, fires, and Carlson makes a nice catch. Those strong hands, huh, John Carlson.
A lot of work for 6 yards, but you know, kind of a bullet pass by Jimmy Clausen, and John Carlson just snagged it, didn't he? Right out of midair. It looked like it was going to be high and wide, but 19th catch of the year for John Carlson. And I think when your offense is struggling, you have a young quarterback, what better weapon to have a big old tight end, particularly a good one like John Carlson is. Boy, Quarterback's best friend.
Absolutely, and he caught that one with a linebacker hanging all over him. Pass behind, that was not a good pass. But Robbie Parrish was the intended receiver, and the ball turned him around. He had to do a 360 to try to catch it. And he caused an off target on that heave.
Still, we haven't seen much thrown down the field, right? Still a lot of quick
Dinkin and
pass,
Duncan.
Dinkin and Duncan, and it's good occasion. But at some point in the game, or certainly the season, you're going to have to throw the ball down the field with some success.
Only 14 yards on his 3 completions, setting up a 3rd and 4.
Big cushion here again on 3rd and 4.
Clausen. Wide. Another errant pass from Jimmy Clausen, intended again for Robbie Parrish. And Clausen did not look good on his last 2 passes.
Yeah, that was open. And Robbie Parrish wide open. Would have been a first down. Instead, the punt team comes in.
So Price, 43 yards on his first effort. Tribble was unable to return that one. He'll line up under this one. BC's about to get the ball back. Punt by Price. Tribble has to run up to catch it and does. Immediately goes down short of the 25-yard line. That one only covered 33 yards. Well, they need a little leprechaun magic if they're going to knock off the unbeaten Eagles today. Boston College leads Notre Dame 6-0. Boston College leads Notre Dame at the 10-15 mark in the opening quarter. Notre Dame has just punted, and Boston College will take over at their own 24-yard line. Jimmy Clausen on the phone upstairs after a couple of errors. Here's Callender breaking tackles and rambling ahead for about 9 yards before he's taken down by Zibikowski.
Let's have a look at this last 5-play drive. Here was the key 52-yard run. The 2 Irish really kind of over-pursue, creating a big lane for LV Whitworth. And it wasn't until 52 yards later he was tackled. Next play, Callender scores. So this is an explosive offensive team averaging 36 points a game.
2nd down and a yard. Ryan Purvis dropped it. No, he didn't. It was a shoe that came off. That was his shoe.
It doesn't count.
Held on to the ball, lost his shoe. That's
okay. You can lose your shoe, just don't drop the ball. That's what the coaches always tell you.
16-yard gain.
How about the protection, Matt Ryan? Again, 1, 2, 3, the ball's gone, right? That's why he's only been sacked 6 times in 259 pass attempts coming in today's game. What percentage is that, Tom?
That's good.
It's a low percentage.
That's good.
Very low percentage. But, you know, good offensive line, but boy, he gets rid of the ball very, very quickly.
Ryan handing off this time to his tailback Callender.
There he goes.
Purvis gets his shoe nailed back on. He's a big old hoss, isn't he?
Yeah. Why can't they do it themselves? I guess when you're a star, you get the guys.
Horseshoes. Yeah, big old hoss.
They got 2 guys tying his shoe. See that? Now that's a good staff. You have 2 guys tying your shoe. You wear loafers, I know, Tom.
That's right. For good reason. Second down. Ryan fakes one way. Screen pass the other way. Callender breaks the tackle. Callender cuts back to the 40-yard line. Looks like he has just enough for a BC first down.
Hey, Tom, you love to watch big old offensive linemen do their thing. Sherrillis, number 77, again, the left tackle, cut blocks his guy. They call him the Chief. There he is, all 319 pounds. And watch number 77 up at the top of the screen. That's what you need to do when you're throwing a screen to your side. Clear passing lane for Matt Ryan to get the ball to Callender. So Sherrillis has done some pretty good things on both their drives.
Can't tackle Callender by the jersey as he rambled forward for a first down. A lot of
equipment issues.
Wardrobe malfunctions. Ryan down the sideline.
That could have been offensive. They could have called offensive pass interference.
It was Challenger down the field with Darren Walls of Notre Dame, the 2 exchanging bumps.
I'm not sure it was catchable, but watch, I think. Yeah, good no call.
Yeah, Challenger and Walls equally at fault, it looked like.
One of the things Jeff Jagosinski was saying, he didn't believe it. He thought it was offensive.
Yeah, right.
Was saying about his wide receivers. He said, we have to get off the press coverage of these Notre Dame corners. Well, Challenger didn't there.
2nd down and 10. Ryan across the middle again.
How quick is that?
Purvis latches onto it, and he's hit immediately. Notre Dame had it fairly well covered, but somehow Ryan was able to thread the needle into Purvis, and Ryan has his 3rd catch of this first half.
Yeah, and just a terrific release that time again by Matt Ryan. Just no chance of sacking him when he's getting rid of that ball. 6 sacks allowed on 259 pass attempts. Just remarkable.
I said Ryan, I meant Ryan Purvis, not Matt Ryan. 3rd catch for Purvis.
Important 3rd down for the Irish defense right now. With Boston College offense rolling.
And they hand it to Callender on the running play, and he plows ahead for the 1st down.
What a nice change of pace. Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator for Boston College, really calling a good game. Mixing it up. Forcing Notre Dame to play the tight ends, the wide receivers. It's 53 yards wide, 100 yards long. Really
nice run again by Callender as he breaks tackles. And Steve Logan is a renaissance man, isn't he?
Yeah, and he is the offensive coordinator. He hosted a radio show the last couple of years. He likes wine, he said. Plays the guitar.
Blues aficionado.
Yeah.
That's Ryan Poles, the sitting left guard of the Eagles, one of their many seniors, in fact a graduate, 2-year starter who has a BC communications degree.
Another really good offensive lineman. 22 offensive linemen gone on to the NFL since 1981 from Boston College.
BC known for those offensive linemen. Take a break, they're up 6-0. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, number 72, Ryan Poles, injured on that last play for Boston College. And that puts Ty Hall, a senior from Cincinnati, in at the left guard spot. 3 wide receivers to the right. Matt Ryan now being chased and unloads it. And found a receiver somehow. Had plenty of time at first as the protection broke down. He found Rich Gunnell. And Ryan with another completion for the Eagles.
Big old Matt Ryan, he's 6'5" and kind of hung in there. That height allows him to really get a wait to the last moment. See over the lineman in the middle of the field.
Ryan, 6'5", 220, 5th-year senior from Exton, Pennsylvania, who came into today's game having passed for nearly 7,000 yards. Number 3 at BC behind Flutie and Foley.
Pretty good crowd.
Said 3 games of 400 yards or more, 2 already this year. 2nd down, Ryan rolls, delivers. That one a little off target, intended for Callender out of the backfield.
Boy, they tested, the Irish tested the new left guard Ty Hall on a blitz that time by Tommy Zbikowski, and boy, the guard Ty Hall responded. He just nailed Tom Zbikowski. Excuse me, it was the back that picked up Tom Zbikowski. The blitz trying to get the ball out of Matt Ryan's hands even quicker than he wants.
Here's a look at 78 Hall. Called into service.
Well, he normally alternates at the right guard position, now forced to play left guard.
3rd and 8. BC has converted 2 for 2 on 3rd downs. One of them led to their only touchdown. Blitz comes from the Irish, and penalty markers are down, stopping the play before it got started. That usually means a false start. Maybe they will call it on Notre Dame because BC seems happy about it.
Prior to the snap, false start, 77 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It was indeed a false start.
Yeah, they were clapping. Maybe they thought they were wearing, they forgot they were wearing the white jerseys. Yeah.
Shirless, number 77.
A big opportunity right now for this Irish defense to get some heat on Matt Ryan and force him into a poor throw. He doesn't really make many bad decisions.
Now 3rd down and 13. Callender and Whitworth both in the backfield this time, lined up in the eye.
Yeah, and 6 defensive backs.
Callender in motion to the slot. Hand off to Whitworth. Whitworth dodging a couple at the line of scrimmage. Plows ahead, well short of the 1st down. Joe Brockington, the first to hit him for Notre Dame.
Got to try the field goal attempt, don't you, at this point?
On 4th down.
Maybe not.
Apanavicius has hit 7 of 8. His longest 45 yards.
Yeah, that was last week.
Coach Jagosinski elects to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and 9 for the Eagles. They're 5 for 5, perfect on 4th downs this season. Ryan, plenty of time, drills it incomplete. Across the middle, intended for Justin Jarvis. And Notre Dame holds on down.
An important hold for Notre Dame's defense. Yeah, that was pretty good coverage because Matt Ryan had plenty of time, didn't he, Tom?
He did. He had
McCarthy was right there, number
time
28.
of plenty. His pass just a little wide, as for the first time this season, Boston College gives the ball over on downs. (6-0) BC. Our beautiful aerial shots today brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on Silent Armor technology with the strength of Kevlar for toughness and a comfortable ride.
Tom, I'm really surprised we haven't seen more Irish passes in that intermediate zone. Only one of their 7 attempts thus far.
First down pass from Clausen. That one to Carlson on target to the 30-yard line. That's about a 6-yard gain on first down for the Irish. The tackle made by Kevin Akins.
Yeah, and 6 yards is a win right on first down. Get yourself in a manageable 2nd and 3rd down. Good throw there. Nice little inside route by John Carlson. What a great student he is. Graduated last year with a degree in history, 3.6 GPA.
He's really come on the last couple of games. Aldridge, second down run, got a yard, and no more than that. It's going to bring up another Irish 3rd down.
I don't know if we've mentioned yet, this Boston College defense leads the nation in interceptions. You know, they're tough to run against, but then when you decide to throw the ball downfield, Frank Spaziani's defense has a penchant for stealing from you.
16 of them, 6 against Bowling Green last week.
By 10 different players, those 16 interceptions.
Looks like we have an official timeout.
It's Aldridge.
Aldridge.
We have an official timeout, injured player.
And there's a look at that BC defense as Aldridge gets it going over. Doesn't look good there for James Justin Aldridge. Roll over on the back. Is that what happened?
Yeah, getting in the pile.
So he's replaced by Armando Allen Jr., the 5'10", 190-pound freshman from Opelika, Florida. Allen has carried 32 times for 117 yards, averaging 3.7 a carry.
But we've been expecting Allen to really kind of break out. I mean, Charlie Weiss is extremely high on Allen, thinks he has big play potential, but we have not seen it yet this season.
3rd and 3. Clausen hands to Allen. Not much room for him. He's going to be stopped short of the first down.
Well, Charlie Weiss has gone for it 14 times this year on 4th down, but not this time.
Sending the punt unit out.
Although I tell you, if you're ever going to run a fake punt, here's the situation, right? Run it once this year with Travis Thomas. Another good defensive series by the Eagles.
A little deep in your own territory. Jeff
Oh,
Price
you were so
punt for the
conservative.
3rd time.
You're so
To
conservative.
Tribble. 3rd punt in 3 possessions for the Irish. Offensive woes continue as Price boots it, and wow, a boomer. Tribble has to backpedal, and then it takes a nice lateral bounce and out of bounds. Well done by Jeff Price. That one out of bounds after it covered 57 yards. And let's check in with Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Hey, Tom, well, coming off of their big first win against UCLA last week, Charlie Weiss spent some time this week meeting with a sports psychologist. He wanted to avoid his team experiencing what is known as relief syndrome. It's something that Nick Saban at Alabama has talked a lot about in his career. It's basically like a feeling of, oh, we just had a big win, now we can kind of sit back. Charlie Weiss was feeling like his team might be feeling that a little bit on Tuesday, so he met with the sports psychologist, got some advice, and went back to work Wednesday and Thursday. Said he didn't think that they were still feeling that by then, Tom.
Yeah, he liked those practices later on in the week. I thought they would give a good account of themselves today as Callender gets the first down carry with Trevor Laws on tackles for the Irish.
I like the nice Argyle sweater by Alex. Looks very collegiate today, don't you? And you mentioned that Trevor Laws made the tackle. Boy, has he played well this year for the Irish. 46 tackles. Surprisingly, 22 of those 46 have been solo tackles. It's pretty amazing for an inside guy like Trevor Laws to have that many solo tackles. Just a really tough inside player.
Also a couple of sacks and 2 fumble recoveries, plus a blocked kick. He's done a little bit of everything.
They're not really playing a 34 anymore. They're back down to 4 down linemen.
Play action fake. Ryan with a cushion given to Brandon Robinson. Walls gave him plenty of room, and Robinson caught it for 12 yards and a BC first down.
Well, if he has a favorite, Matt Ryan, it is Brandon Robinson. He came into the game as their leading receiver with 29 catches, 4 of those for touchdowns. But as you see, they just kind of keep rotating receivers in. He goes off, and another wave of wide receivers go right back onto the field.
Ganell and Megwa are in at wide receivers. Ryan is 6 of 10 to 4 different receivers so far today. Flag down before the play got started.
You know, we were talking to Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, this week about Matt Ryan, and he said, hey, if you just could not handle playing the position of quarterback better than he has this year.
Prior to the snap, it was a false start by the offense. 77, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Sherrillis for the second time.
There he is.
So first down and 15 now. 3 wides, Megwa, Ganell, and Jarvis for the Eagles.
And that press coverage all the way across the defense, that's what Coach Jags was saying. We've got to get out and get rid of that press coverage.
Ryan crossing route and incomplete, broken up, intended for Jarvis. Darren Walls got a hand in there to knock it loose.
Great play by Darren Walls. Boy, has he played well this year. And you know, Corwin Brown, a new aggressive defensive attitude. Got faked there, didn't really get the jam on him, but didn't lose him. Kind of stayed with the play. Walls and the other quarterback, Terrell Lambert, staying close to the receivers at the line of scrimmage.
Challenger in at wide receiver for Jarvis. Thompson now in at fullback. Callender's the tailback. Second down and 15. Purvis goes in motion. Hand off to Callender, looking for a block. Tries a cutback. Stopped in his tracks by Trevor Laws. Alex?
Hey, Tom, left guard Ryan Poles has been getting consoled on the sideline by teammates. He is pretty upset and emotional upon learning that his Achilles tendon was injured. He will be out for the entire game, Tom.
All right, so the Eagles lose their starting left guard, Ryan Poles. Only a yard gain. It'll be 3rd and long for the Eagles, and they'll come with a 3 wide receiver look. Robinson, Ganell, and Megwa. As you look at Poles on the BC bench. Matt Ryan in the shotgun. Purvis in motion, sets to the right. Here's Ryan. Pressure late. Found a man, Callender, out of the backfield. And wrapped up before he has a chance to get the first down by Brian Smith, one of the freshman linebackers that has drawn praise from Charlie Weiss. Kerry Neal and Brian Smith have something he said that the Irish have lacked in recent years. That's speed on the edge. So 4th down in the Irish defense after that sterling effort a week ago, keeping Notre Dame in the game despite the offensive woes of the Irish.
Yeah, and now that what they need is Tommy Zivikowski, as he has in the past, to give them some field position with a good punt return.
Johnny Ayers, the senior punter, has averaged 40.9 yards a punt. Senior from Oakland, Virginia. Zivikowski fields it, 35-yard line. Hit around the ankles and good coverage by the Eagles. That time only a 3-yard return after a 37-yard punt, and it was Jack Geiser that made the special team play for Boston College.
Geiser snapped it, then made the tackle.
Geiser is the long snapper for the Eagles. So Notre Dame with its best field position yet, with only 21 seconds left in the first quarter.
Now you got Carlson out wide, split out as a wide receiver.
And Yateman is also in, a tight end. Quick drop, caught by Kamara. Well, on first down, Kamara gets decent yardage before he's collapsed by Taji Morris. And that play will be the final play of the first quarter. So the 4th-ranked and unbeaten Boston College Eagles come into Notre Dame Stadium under their new coach, Jeff Jagosinski. And after one, they lead the Irish of Notre Dame 6-0. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Vonage. The Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff at NBCSports.com.
You are in mid-season form, Tom.
It is mid-season.
Oh, that's true. God, thank you for reminding me.
Start the second quarter with Boston College leading 6-0. The Irish facing a second down from their own 43-yard line. Jimmy Clausen, Coach Weiss says he's doing a much better job of managing the game as it looked like he changed the play and hands it off to his running back Robert Hughes, who's tackled by Jalon Dunbar.
But you're right, Tom. There's that fine line. You got to manage the game. That's the first thing any quarterback does. But you have to take that next step. And I still am surprised after talking with Charlie Weiss this week. He really hasn't thrown the ball down the field much. You see 5 of 8 of those little dinks, but 0 for 1 with one pass thrown over 9 yards today.
They do have a manageable third down here, though, on 3rd and 1. Asaph Schwab at the fullback spot. Only the second play he's been in, and Robert Hughes the tailback. 3rd down and a yard. Now they're changing formation. Clausen pitching to Hughes, trying to get on the corner and never had a chance. Loss on the play, and it'll bring up 4th down. Dunbar and Morris not fooled by that.
Jalon Dunbar, their outstanding middle linebacker, number 40, right in the middle of your screen, was not fooled. And then good speed. Giles, number 52, got a piece of him. So did Silva, the free safety, who played brilliantly last week. Did Silva with 3 interceptions. There's the guy who made that critical tackle on 3rd down.
And here on 4th down, they're going to go for it. So 4th down and 2 now. Armando Allen is in at tailback. 3 wide receivers. Clausen, a 4th down play. Changing it.
Try to draw him off.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to draw him offside, and
then they threw the flag. I think they're going to throw the flag on the Irish. Flag.
No, they called timeout just before.
Number 7.
Maybe they did.
Offense.
Yeah. Sometimes they get you for a head bob, and I saw a flag on the far sideline, Tom, go down. Now they're saying they call the timeout.
One official signaled a timeout before the delay.
Timeout called prior to the expiration of the 25-second clock. We have a timeout, Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame timeout to prevent the delay of game call. And it appears that Charlie Weiss will punt when we come back on 4th down for the Irish. Notre Dame football presented by Vonage. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Lincoln Financial Group, for the means and financial confidence to say hello future. By Adidas, impossible as nothing. By the new AT&T, your world delivered. And by Powerade, sport is what you make it. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Alex Flanagan, Notre Dame Stadium. 6-0 Boston College, second quarter with 13:23 left. 4th down for the Irish. Charlie Weiss lining up as if to go for it. Then, to prevent a delay of game penalty, took a timeout. Now Clausen on the bench, and the punt unit is on. Jeff Price for the 4th time today.
I think he's had some confidence earned by his defense today and last week, right?
Yes. As Price hangs it high. Tribble calls the fair catch and takes it at about the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt with no return. So Matt Ryan will get the call again to come out and try to get something going for the Eagle offense, which really, other than the first possession, has not done much today either.
They have a plethora of play calls. We were talking to Matt Ryan this week, and because we were watching tapes, they had all that big armband. They were saying, hey, I said, how many plays do you have on your wristband? He said, well, Last week we had 131 plays on the wristband.
Surprised he can lift his arm.
Well, you also have a very good eyesight.
Here's Ryan directing a little traffic as he lines up in the shotgun on first down. Ball back at the Eagle 15. Ryan, man wide open, that's Callender. Callender rambles down the sideline and tackled by Bruton. Ball came loose, no, ruled down, no fumble.
Yeah, the line judge, thought it was a fumble.
Play is ruled down after 33 yards.
Some indecision there by the officials. I don't know if his knee was down there. Was it, Tom?
Well, his elbow was down, wasn't it?
But his knee is not down. That's a fumble, I think. That is a fumble. Knee not down when the ball comes out. Boston College gets the ball off, though.
That pass incomplete over the head of Callender. Looked like the same play to the other side.
Good design, though. Again, we talked about Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator. He looks for those matchups, and as you watch Boston College tape, boy, you find some guys wide open, oftentimes backs. Callender had a wide open touchdown catch last week. Coach Jagosinski, there's Steve Logan. Talked about how much he loves the blues, has 3,000 blues songs on his iPod.
Gunnell in motion. Ryan with time finds a man spotted right in the middle of the defense. Clarence Megwa. And Megwa to midfield and a first down at covered 13.
Good block by the right tackle that time, Anthony Costanzo. Freshman, number 74. A real good job on John Ryan. And look at Matt Ryan just have plenty of time to pick any receiver he wanted, really. Megwa the one wide open on that coverage.
Ball just across the midfield stripe after that completion to Megwa, the sophomore from Binghamton, New York. First down, Eagles. This drive began at their 15-yard line. Ryan delivers again in the flat. Caught by Megwa.
How about Andre Callender, Tom, picking up the blitz by Tom Zibikowski? You know, in this offense, your tailback better be a well-rounded guy. You better be able to block, catch. But watch number 32 on the right side of the screen here. Pick up the blitz of Zibikowski. We've seen him run. We've seen him catch. That time he picked up the blitz.
Second down and 5 for the Eagles. The ball at the Irish 45-yard line. 6-0 game. BC scored on its first possession. Whitworth in at running back. Ryan with time. Crossing pattern. Caught by Jarvis.
A lot of traffic in there, wasn't there that time?
It was. Yeah. Vernaglia with the stop of Jarvis short of the first down, bringing up third for Boston College.
Jarvis, one of those 7 wide receivers who have caught touchdowns, as we mentioned earlier. A manageable third down for Matt Ryan again. Almost exclusively passed the last couple of drives for Matt Ryan.
Now they line up in the eye with Callender and Whitworth, 2 tailbacks. Fake it to them. Pass out of the backfield. Whitworth with a catch. Shaking a tackle. Using his blockers and inside at the 25-yard line where Brockington chases him down after a 19-yard gain.
Was that a nice catch by LV Whitworth? I mean, it was terrific. He had a stretch out in the flat to catch this one. Good design again on a third short play action fake, but terrific catch. You know, the yards after the catch was one of the critical things that they measured their team by, and both Steve Logan, the offensive leader, and Coach Jags was saying, hey, we're saying that they weren't doing a very good job so far this year with yards after the catch. But Whitworth there breaks a couple tackles to pick up the first.
Shook off the attempted tackle by Zibikowski. First down, Eagles. Ryan across the middle again, finding his man Gunnell.
It reminds you of boxer going after a cut. You know, they just drop back. They give him plenty of time. He keeps chipping away.
Came off the runner. The ball is dead at the spot. That's an official's timeout. Second down.
So that is almost too easy. And it all starts with the protection. They just aren't being able to get to Matt Ryan. So offensive lineman doing a good job.
Torian Smith, the man that removed the helmet of Gunnell after he made the catch.
Ryan 13 of 19 for 129 yards thus far in the game.
To 7 different receivers. Callender in motion. Blitz. Ryan able to get rid of it. And incomplete.
Yeah, even when you draw it up right and you get to him, you can't get to him, if you know what I mean, Tom. You just can't knock him down.
John Ryan trying to knock him down. Brockington was there too. And then Zibikowski defending downfield.
John Ryan comes absolutely cleanly. Misses him. Brockington's there. And Mo Crum. 3 linebackers over Matt Ryan.
So third down coming up. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the Irish 17-yard line.
Well, he's found Purvis here a couple times in these situations. A tight end.
He's also found backs out of the backfield. Ryan this time overshoots his man Gunnell and incomplete.
Good.
David Bruton defending for the Irish.
Good third down defense for Notre Dame.
Brings up a 4th down, and this time Jagosinski will go for the field goal attempt by Apanavicic.
And every time I watch Notre Dame on these things, I always have my eye on Trevor Laws on defense because he has this penchant for squeezing in there and making it very disruptive on kickers.
Chris Crane, the backup quarterback, holds on a 34-yard field goal attempt from 34. It's up, and it is partially blocked by Trevor Laws. Nice call, Pat.
Well, we see it every week from him. That is the 5th blocked kick in his career.
2nd this season and the 5th overall in his career.
And you know the thing about Trevor Laws, say, you know, they were 0-5 and he came back for the senior year and, you know, he could have quit. He could have given up, but he keeps playing awfully, awfully hard.
Well, Coach Weiss said that he wanted to go to the NFL. Coach Weiss said you'll improve if you do this, this, and this and come back for that 5th season. He has done that, and Coach Weiss told us yesterday he has improved his standing with the NFL immensely. Irish take over.
Well, there's our man Trevor Laws, and again, he talked to us a couple weeks ago. He just said tries to make himself real skinny in the hole, as he said, and blocks his 5th kick of his career in a very opportune moment, and a very happy head coach.
So the Irish will take over at their own 20-yard line.
And just hanging around. Well, at Boston College averaging 36 points a game. Notre Dame's defense has played well. The offense needs to get some production.
James Aldridge shaken up earlier, back in at tailback. Fake it to him. Clausen in trouble. Got away from the rush momentarily. Cuts back, dodges another man, and unloads it. Well, he did a pretty good job that time of avoiding the rush intended for Robbie Paris. And Clausen dodged 2 would-be tacklers, got to the sideline and able to get rid of it.
Yeah, but you know, look big old Ron Brace, number 60, came right through, nearly unblocked. I mean, 2 guys tried to block him, and Ron Brace, Charlie Weiss was saying they're the most disruptive defensive lineman.
Alex Albright decked Clausen too after he got rid of the ball.
One thing I think we're finding out about Jimmy Clausen, he's pretty tough because he has been knocked around a lot.
And Aldridge again limped off the field. Hughes is back in to replace him. Here's a short pass complete to Carlson. Carlson put it right in there on the money that time. Tyrone Pruitt makes the tackle of the tight end, John Carlson.
He is big and he's athletic and one of those seniors who came back for a 5th year. He started off slowly, never complained, didn't point the finger. Good leader. Why they elected him one of their co-captains. Tiny Lynchfield, Minnesota, population 6,500.
3rd down and 2. Schwab the fullback, Hughes the tailback. Carlson resets, handed to the up man. Schwab the fullback, and he has the 1st down. Only his 4th carry of the season.
Yeah, they give it to him every papal election, and he usually responds. Ace off Schwab. right up the middle. A powerful lead blocker. Kind of ran right through the tackler right there. Had no chance to stop him before he was going to pick up the first.
Mark Herzlich, the tackler, wound up on his back with the big fullback, 255 pounds, driving ahead. First down Irish. Fake it to the running back. And Clausen going deep into traffic. And Carlson has it broken up. He was double covered down there with the big guy able to go up top to try to catch it over Silva and Morris.
Yeah. Jamie Silva, the free safety for Boston College, really having a terrific year. Makes a nice play on this one. See number 44. Had 3 interceptions in one game last week. Just unbelievable.
First time today Clausen has gone deep. Makes it 2nd down and 10. As James Aldridge, shaken up for the 2nd time, has gone to the Notre Dame locker room. Pitch it on the sweep to Hughes. Nowhere to go. Hit in the backfield. Didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage, I don't think.
With Alex Albright, I think, number 98 again. We talked about how many negative plays that he has forced this year for the Eagles. Another one by Alex. Really a productive year. Not a lot of tackles, but boy, they've all been negative tackles. See that? 11 of the 17 have been for losses.
That's why they're so tough to run against, and it makes and another 3rd and long for the Irish, where they so mightily struggle. Drop back cross. Fires. Caught. Paris. Robbie Paris with a sparkling catch for 25 yards.
And terrific protection that time for Jimmy Clausen. Gave him plenty of time to survey the field and drill it to Robbie Paris. Beginning to come alive. Caught 7 passes a few weeks ago against Purdue. You know, has a body type like Jeff Samardzija, a star here a year ago. Played behind Samardzija, and he told us yesterday, really admired and watched how he ran routes.
And the first intermediate completion for Clausen. That one 25 yards and an Irish first down as they visit Boston College territory. Tailback Hughes. Nowhere. Robert Hughes. Herzlich the first to hit him as he got back to the line of scrimmage, and little else.
Mark Herzlich, an interesting guy. You know, you ordinarily when you look at athletic families, you think, hey, you know, your dads and brothers are great athletes. How about his mom, Barbara, was an All-American in 3 different sports at Wesleyan. And he has had a terrific year this year himself for this Eagle defense.
Mark got a couple of starts as a true freshman last year, freshman All-American.
Spaziani was saying, hey, he really gets it. And then we were talking to him about Herzlich.
Well, that play blew up, and it looked like it was number 55, Eric Olson, 55 in the game, and made the false start, it appeared.
Well, you mentioned Matt Carrollfell left the team, deciding whether he's...
Snap, false start, 55 offense, 5-yard penalty.
Carrollfell was deciding whether he's going to stay with the Irish, and so Eric Olson gets to start at right guard.
And for more on Carrollfell, let's go to Alex.
Tom, I was told today that Matt Carrollfell actually left the campus on Thursday and headed back to Minnesota. It's kind of unclear as whether or not he had a meeting with the coaches or not. He may have just left to go take some time to think about whether or not he wants to return. They're expecting to hear something from him by tomorrow.
All right, so Eric Olson in his place puts the Irish in a hole, and Clausen can only unload it in the direction of Schwab.
Clausen did a good job of getting outside the tackle box. Otherwise, that's probably an intentional grounding. So
Jalon Dunbar was bearing down. So the false start penalty makes it 2nd down and 15. The Eagles come with a blitz, and Clausen lucky to get rid of it.
But Tom, nobody picking up the blitz. I mean, they're trying, but there's a body in front of them, but they're not even slowing down the blitz. That time by Dunbar. Well, you know, he's not getting sacked as much as he was earlier in the year, so he is getting rid of it. I guess that's a positive.
Another 3rd and extremely long here for the Irish. And a corner blitz that time. Clausen got away from it, but has to throw it into the stands. It'll be 4th down.
Just too many plays like that. You know, they don't pick up the blitz. He scrambles around, gets rid of it, throws it out of bounds. Just it's been that kind of season thus far.
And the offense, which ranks near the bottom in almost every category in college football, continues to sputter.
They're only averaging 11 points a game.
So Price will punt for the 5th time in this first half. And DeJuan Tribble.
The Irish defense, though, has probably played their best half of football, I think.
5 possessions, 5 punts. Price picks up the low snap.
His knee was down.
And his knee was down, so Boston College will take over in Notre Dame territory.
Yeah, Price went down to get the low snap. Knee touched it. And Boston College will get the ball on the 41.
The player possessed the snap with his knee on the ground. The ball is dead here. First down.
So Boston College with a big break there after the Notre Dame mistake. And they will take over at the Irish 41-yard line.
Timeout.
There's the play. Price's knee was down. We'll take a break. Our game brought to you by Vonage. Big mistake by the Irish. J.J. Jansen a low snap, and Jeff Price on one knee had possession of the ball. It's a loss of 12, and that's Chad Klunder, the Notre Dame director of football operations, that was all over Price a moment ago as he came to the sideline.
We've got 2 earfuls, if you will.
Well, it goes as a rush for Price and a loss of 12, and gives Boston College the ball at the Notre Dame 41. Already leading 6-0. Ryan with a blitz coming, completes the pass to Gunnell, wrapped up by Bruton.
Excuse me, Tom. That's a hard thing to do. You mentioned the blitz coming on. It was number 22, Ambrose Wooden, right off the corner, right into the face of Matt Ryan. He knows he's not going to get blocked, but he just kind of hangs in there. And if he were 6'3" rather than 6'5", that ball would have been tipped.
2nd down and 5.
First down, Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, was saying, hey, our goal is to get 6 yards on first down. Then we think we're in the driver's seat.
And that one will be called dead before it got going. Boston College given a big opportunity here.
Well, Coach Jags is thinking, hey, we need touchdown. We're just, the kicking game a little bit shaky. Had one block, missed an extra point.
Prior to the snap, 78, false start offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still 2nd down.
That's Ty Hall, who is replacing the injured Ryan Poles. And the 5-yard step off against the Eagles. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 now. Ryan from the shotgun. Low snap, but he fielded it no problem, and then drills it complete. Caught by Magua with a defender all over him. It was Darren Walls that had pretty good coverage. 12 yards and a BC first down.
Where's number 12? He's from New England. Is that Tom Brady? I mean, Tom Brady couldn't have thrown this ball any better. Because that's pretty good coverage, right, by Darren Walls.
Pretty good coverage indeed.
Defensive back, you say, what do I have to do? Well, you have to play against worse quarterbacks, I guess.
And Clarence Magua, enough for the first down. So now from the 28, first down for the Eagles. Ryan under pressure, flushed from the pocket, and tackled after a short gain. Pat Coons was in the face of Matt Ryan. Near the end of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet players of the game from each team, and to honor their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy, an American Revolution. 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting in the first half. Notre Dame, a 2-touchdown underdog, hanging with the favored Eagles. A big 2nd and 10 coming up from the Irish 28-yard line. Ryan, short drop, pass out quickly. And pass interference called. Gunnell, the intended receiver, locked up with Ambrose Wooden. It'll be interference against Notre Dame.
Ambrose Wooden has struggled in the defensive backfield this year, and actually last year he had some rough moments as well.
Pass interference, 22 defense. Penalty places the ball at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
I'm entirely sure that ball was catchable, but watch number 22 there. Yeah, that's pass interference.
easy call. So automatic first down. Keeps Boston College going with the ball now at the Irish 24. First down. Gunnell in motion. Ryan under center. Now Gunnell makes a nice move and then dragged down by Lamp. Got a fistful of jersey and wouldn't let go.
Well, Gunnell was open, but boy, I tell you, the tight end Ryan Purvis, Tom, was absolutely wide open. And Steve Logan up in the box had to see that. Purvis has had a nice first half already, but boy, was he open for what would have been a big play right there.
Clock continues to tick away. 3.5 remaining first half. Notre Dame Stadium. Second down, 4 from the 18-yard line. Ryan has hit 67% today, 16 of 24.
We have a charged timeout. That's a timeout, BC.
With the play clock ticking down,
television timeout.
Ryan takes the timeout to prevent the penalty. And they'll talk about it over on the Eagles sideline. Second down and 4 for the Eagles. When we come back, they lead Notre Dame by 6.
Sunday night is football night.
So we have the best of what has been at the running back position against the best of what is to be in the next decade.
Saints, Seahawks, Sunday night on NBC.
Chris referring to Sean Alexander and to Reggie Bush as the Saints, one of the best stories in the NFL last year, looking for their first victory as they travel to Seattle.
Shocked by the numbers of Drew Brees.
Matt Ryan in the pocket finds Gunnell. And Gunnell's having a good first half receiving for the Eagles. Lambert makes the tackle.
Yeah, Rich Gunnell is one of their slot receivers, Tom, and they generally run those option routes or inside quick routes, and Gunnell has done a very nice job.
5 passes, 5 receptions, 29 yards.
Yeah, and all of those on those yardage where they needed the first down.
First and goal for the Eagles.
One-on-one matchup down here with Zibikowski and the running back Calendar.
Ryan drills it, and it's complete just short of the goal line to the big tight end, Purvis.
He's had a terrific first half, hasn't he, Ryan Purvis?
Purvis has indeed, and several times he's been the savior for Ryan. He's caught 4 passes for 30 yards.
A couple of them on third downs, as we've mentioned. And now this is where, you know, this big offensive line can take over too for Boston College. They can grind it out as well as throw the ball downfield. Hurt you a couple different ways.
From the 2-yard line, second and goal. Calendar. Still no signal, stops short of the goal line. Just about a yard short. Andre Calendar, who scored the only touchdown of the game. That came on the first drive of the contest by the Eagles.
Andre Calendar last week was phenomenal. Scored once on a run, 2 on pass receptions.
It's going to be third down, the ball just inside the 1-yard line. Third down and goal for Boston College.
You like Matt Ryan on a sneak?
Directing traffic behind him. He will hand it to Calendar. Thrown back, but he got it across the goal line. He broke the plane of the goal.
Any part of the ball that gets over the white line of the goal line is a touchdown.
Second of the day for Andre Calendar, and the 8th rushing touchdown of the season for the 5th-year senior.
Have a look here, Tom. The official right appears right on top of it. He's the one that signaled the touchdown.
Better look here. Oh, I don't know. We weren't exactly on the goal line with that camera, so hard to tell. They're going to review it. But I'm not sure if there's definitive evidence there.
Remember, it's not really the player, it's the ball itself. It's a pretty good tackle. There's that John Ryan and Joe Brockington.
Here we are again from ground level.
Brockington put his nose right in there. McCarthy's there as well. I can't tell from there.
Well, difficult to tell because the camera's not right exactly on the goal line. The one thing is correct. You pointed out the linesman over there on that side immediately signaled touchdown.
So I don't know how they overturn it, right?
Right. Doesn't look like there's enough evidence to overturn.
They're not in.
Charlie Weiss lobbying.
Leaving it like it is.
They're looking at it up in the booth. The replay officials today: Robert Welsh and Buddy Ward.
Call on the field stands as called. Touchdown.
I think it's the right call by the replay officials.
Robert Welsh, Buddy Ward, representing the Big East, the two replay officials today.
Missed one extra point, decide not to go for two, but to attempt the extra point.
Apanovicius, after Callender scored his second touchdown of the game. Left footer puts it through. So after missing the first and having a field goal blocked, Apanovicius is able to get it through. Callender's touchdown. And it's 13-0 Boston College, now with only 1:32 left in the first half. Notre Dame football is brought to you by the enhanced Chase Freedom credit card. Get triple rewards where you spend the most automatically. Learn more at chase.com. Closing stages of the second quarter. Andre Callender with a 1-yard TD run, capping an 8-play, 41-yard drive by the Eagles. Given good field position on the Irish 41 by the mistake by Jeff Price, the Irish punter, whose knee went down fielding a low snap.
And a very efficient first half. Matt Ryan was 5 of 5 on that last drive, completing 69% of his passes here in the first half.
Apanovicius, the left footer, set to kick it off. Allen about the 10. Allen bounced off a stack of would-be tacklers of the Eagles and then is bumped out of bounds.
Much better coverage by Boston College this game.
Jamie Silva made the special teams tackle. Jimmy Clausen back out with 1:25 left in the second quarter. Boston College ranked 4th in the nation, looking for their 7th straight win to open the season. Leading here 13-0 with 1:25 to go till halftime.
Notre Dame with 2 timeouts remaining. It really hadn't showed any propensity to throw the ball with success down the middle.
Look at a snap. Sullivan snaps it. Clausen got a lucky hop and then whips it over to the sideline out of bounds.
This is like watching sausage being made.
Not pleasant.
No.
John Sullivan, who has done that several times in the shotgun formation this season, most notably doing it at Michigan, who opened the game.
I'm not sure Manute Bowl could have gotten that one.
Also did get a beneficial hop.
Yeah.
And football bounces crazily sometimes. Not that time. Awesome. Protection, sideline, way overshot, and then Camara takes a hit from Tribble.
And they're going to call a penalty, a personal foul penalty against Boston College.
Juan Tribble blasting him with the ball clearly uncatchable and sailing out of bounds into the band.
It must have been a helmet on helmet, otherwise it's not a penalty to hit a guy hard, right?
A dead ball, personal foul for illegal helmet contact. 27 the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
Frank Spaziani, who wears that towel so his defenders can spot him when he gives the signals. High and...
Well, that wasn't helmet to helmet.
They did use the helmet as a weapon, though, as he planted it in the chest of Tribble. Or Tribble planted in the chest of Camara.
9th year for Frank Spaziani, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles. Always seemed to play tough, particularly the run.
First down, Irish 43-yard line. Clausen got it in there. Dangerous pass. Kamara makes the catch.
I think there was a hold, though. There was a bunch of yellow flags there at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like some blue jerseys had a hold of some white jerseys.
So here comes the call, the holding call, we presume, against Notre Dame.
Holding, 74 of the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat it down.
Left tackle Sam Young, second holding call against Sam today. Coming up, the Toyota halftime show. Jimmy Roberts, Peter King in New York. Revisit some of the chaos and upsets over the last few weeks in college football. Peter will have the latest NFL news. Andrea Kramer reports from Seattle as the Saints take on the Seahawks Sunday night. All the scores and highlights, the Toyota halftime show. Awesome, again, throwing it out of bounds and a few scattered boos. And don't forget those of you watching online, the halftime performance of the Notre Dame band coming up at halftime at NBCSports.com.
So one time I think the fans are going to stay and watch the band. Jimmy Clausen now 7 of 18 for 60 yards. They've not been able to pick up the blitz and not been able to get anything going downfield in the passing game.
Second down and 20. Blitz comes again. This time they pick it up, but Clausen chased from the pocket, will tuck it under and slide, and took another helmet planted. That one from Dunbar. Fans didn't like it, but no flag. Dunbar said, I didn't do anything, just hit him. Notre Dame will.
We have a timeout. Notre Dame.
And Charlie's in the official's ear for not calling. Now that one, to me, was more of a penalty than the last one they called on Tribble.
Helmet to helmet. So 28 seconds left and Notre Dame takes the timeout.
I think Charlie just wanted a little bit more time to chew on the official's ear a little bit.
Probably so. Planning a thought for the future.
But, you know, there's been no offensive rhythm by the Irish today, Tom. You know, they just have not been able to, you know, get anything going in the running game. The passing game has really been anemic. It just...
The defense of Boston College has dictated the flow of the game in the first half.
Yeah. And, you know, Notre Dame defense, if there's a bright spot, they played reasonably well.
Well, they only, they gave up the opening drive, Boston College, and then the second one, sort of a gift because Boston College took over at the Irish 41 after the... mistake by Jeff Price, the punter.
I see Golden Tate, number 23, has come in. This is a guy they like to throw the ball deep to. Had a couple of big catches against, he's right down here, against Purdue.
He has the burners. Clausen. Kamara down the field, and that is intercepted, I believe. Yes, it is. Intercepted by Tribble.
Well, the 17th interception by Boston College this season.
DeJuan Tribble, who had interceptions against Wake Forest to start the season, gets his first one since then.
And how about he had 3 against Wake Forest?
Three to open the season, and his first one since that time.
Amazing thing about that opening, great play by DeJuan Tribble. Remember, he had a penalty in this defensive series, but redeems himself there. He's had 7 interceptions last year, and now that's 4 this year. And you expect to see Matt Ryan kind of take a knee and go in with a 13-point lead.
Jimmy Clausen's 4th interception of the season, and there is the knee taken by Ryan. So Clausen, another tough first half. He's been in the sights of that Boston College defense throughout the first half as Matt Ryan and the Eagles will go to the locker room in front.
I'd give Evan Sharpley a chance second half, Tom.
Let's go down to Alex with Coach Weiss.
Coach, you said coming into this game you were going to have to put more on Jimmy Clausen's shoulders. Will you continue doing that in the second half?
Well, we're down 13 points. I mean, we have to score. Obviously, we haven't done that. That's what we got to do.
What have you seen that you can build on offense in the first half?
Well, we moved the ball. We just haven't converted enough on third downs to keep drives going.
All right, thanks, Charlie.
All right, Alex, halftime here at Notre Dame Stadium with Boston College leading 13-0. Jimmy Roberts and Peter King in our New York studio. Halftime performance of the Notre Dame band at NBCSports.com. Now time for the Toyota Halftime Show. Let's go to New York and Jimmy Roberts.
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the Toyota Halftime Show, we'll look ahead to Week 6 in the National Football League. That includes a big matchup in Dallas between two unbeatens, the Cowboys and the Patriots. Peter King stops by with all the latest NFL news. And we'll get a report from Seattle as New Orleans tries to get back on track on Sunday night. And we'll update you on the key games in college football, of course. Get to all of that right after these messages from your local station.
Back at Notre Dame with a look at our Vonage first half stats.
All in favor of the number 4 ranked Boston College Eagles. 19 rushing yards to Notre Dame on 13 attempts.
In total yards, 263 for the Boston College Eagles of Jeff Jagosinski, 44 years old yesterday.
Yeah,
happy birthday to him.
absolutely.
Born in Milwaukee, West Allis, Wisconsin Central High School. Fullback at Wisconsin Whitewater in his college playing days.
He said it was this week, this is the only college job I wanted at Boston College, and he inherited from Tom O'Brien a pretty good football team. 16 starters returning from a team that won 10 games last year.
Irish will kick off with Whitaker teeing it up for Notre Dame. Smith and Robinson will be deep for Boston College. There's Whitaker.
They're in that I formation because Jeff Smith, number 6, is a guy who's a terrific kick returner. Missed the first few weeks with a concussion, but 2 kickoff returns last week for 111 yards.
And the kick taken by Robinson. Brandon Robinson hit by one man. And flags flying from every direction.
David Bruton, number 27 for the Irish, who's a great special teams player as well as being a good defensive safety, was blocked in the back. Always the first guy down on special teams is David Bruton.
Tackle was made by Kyle McCarthy and Sergio Brown.
So the illegal block in the back by the Eagles will set them back further into their own territory.
You know, maybe it's a play like that that can ignite your team. A special teams play.
During the return, blocking the back, 21 of the offense, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
David Bruton playing free safety for the Irish as well. Particularly good season for Bruton in his first year as a starter.
Let's go to Alex.
Hey, Tom, well, Charlie Weiss telling me at the half that he will continue putting the game on the shoulders of his quarterback, Jimmy Clausen. Going off at the half, he took time to express his unhappiness with the referee about what he felt was a helmet-to-helmet hit on Jimmy Clausen. Jeff Jagosinski telling me he's happy with what his defense has been able to do against the run with Notre Dame, but saying that he needs more explosive plays from his offense, Tom, which their offense is really predicated upon.
Well, there's an incompletion on first down. Thank you, Alex. Andre Callender out of the backfield. It's been a productive play for Boston College through the first half, and that one unable to be completed as Zibikowski hit Callender.
Coach Jags was telling us this week explosive plays that Alex was just talking about. Those are runs for 12 yards or more, or pass completions for 16 yards or more. You win that battle, he thinks you win most of your games.
From the 8-yard line, 2nd and 10. Callender. Not much. Well, if the Irish are going to make a run in this game, Pat, this is a key third down coming up here on the first series of the third quarter.
Well, the defense set the table last week for the win against UCLA, and they're going to have to do it again.
Nice play by Joe Brockington.
Yeah, he slid in right on the backside of the play to the linebacker Brockington.
Third down and 9. Ryan sets up a screen to Callender. And he crosses the 20 to the 22-yard line for a BC first down.
Well-designed play, Tom. Really well-designed play. And you know, like he looks this way, the quarterback does, and then you're going to watch right here, Callender come right out here wide open for the screen in the first down. Good protection, good ball fake by Matt Ryan, and there's nobody out there really to make a play on Callender before he gets the first down.
So on 3rd and 9, they get 13 and a first down to the 23-yard line. Matt Ryan sets, delivers. Nice hit to cough the ball up. That was Darren Walls that knocked it loose. Andre Callender in the flat.
Darren Walls has made a couple of nice plays today for the Irish.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Boston College. The Eagles have their 2 tailbacks in the game, Whitworth and Callender. Callender in motion. Flags.
Prior to the snap, false start, 77 offense. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 2nd down.
3rd false start against Cherilus today. And in the last series, though, BC was able to overcome the penalty.
Sloppy start in the second half for the Eagles.
But they converted on 3rd and 9. Here it's 2nd down. 15 yards to go from the 18.
I think we think about maybe getting just half of it back. Tight end's been open all day, Ryan Purvis.
Matt Ryan being chased, a screen to the top of the screen. Callender with a cutback. Stop to the 27-yard line where the Irish pursuit catches up.
Get it back in 2 chunks. Cliff Ramsey, number 73. Watch him, the right guard. Get out in front and make the key block right there on Ambrose Wooden to clear the way for Andre Callender. Offensive line has played particularly well, I think, for the Eagles.
Well, another chance here for the Irish defense to make a play. It's 3rd down and 6. Matt Ryan chased, unloads, and he's hit, had to throw it away.
Maurice Richardson in his face, good coverage. Really, Tom Zibikowski jumped on a route. Good coverage by the corners. And then Maurice Richardson gets in Matt Ryan's face. Here's Zibikowski here who's going to jump on one of the short crossing routes on 3rd and about 5. Backs picked up, and then Maurice Richardson gets it. One of the few times really they combined a good rush with good coverage.
Brian Smith was in there too late. So Zibikowski ready to field the punt from Johnny Ayers. Low. Bad punt by Ayers. Bounces out of bounds. See where they spot it. Only a 37-yard punt. Notre Dame takes over. Notre Dame football brought to you by Vonage. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Xerox Color. It makes business sense. By the Comcast Triple Play. Experience TV, phone, and internet together like never before. And by Allstate, proud sponsors of college football. Are you in good hands? And our aerial coverage today brought to you by Goodyear. Get there on silent armor technology with the strength of Kevlar for toughness and a comfortable ride. So Notre Dame takes over, 36-yard line of the Irish with a first down. They've only been into Boston College territory once today, late in the first half. Dangerous pass, and it's intercepted. Intercepted on the deflection by Pruitt, and then a fumble. And right into his teammate's hands. Right.
Herzlich. You know, Jimmy Clausen was looking down to John Carlson. He just had his eyes set on throwing the ball to John Carlson. And then Pruitt, number 48, the linebacker, saw that, read it, comes out of his hands, popped up, Who got the deflection?
Dunbar.
Dunbar, the middle linebacker, got the deflection. The other linebacker, Pruitt, makes the interception. Carlson causes the fumble, and Herzlich, his teammate, recovers. He might have been down anyway, right?
It's a moot point as Clausen is intercepted for the second time today. From the 11-yard line, first down BC. Not much on the ground today have the Eagles as Callender gets short yardage. Brockington and Ryan with a tackle.
Yeah, they get almost 100 yards, but it has, it's been most of it on that 152-yard run by Whitworth. Other than that, you're right, it's been kind of tough sledding. Once again, the Notre Dame offense puts the defense in an untenable position.
Yeah. Second and 8 from the Irish 9-yard line. Ryan from the shotgun, rolling to his right. Zips it into the end zone, but incomplete, wide of Gunnell, the intended receiver.
I think this was kind of a designed late rollout by Ryan, and there's the... Didn't catch it, did he? No. Didn't catch it in bounds.
Knee was on the sideline as he made the catch. So here's third down now for the Eagles. Third down and 8. And the officials have stopped play here.
The previous play is under review.
Reviewing the previous play.
The pass to Gunnell.
Looked to me like his knee was on the white of the out of bounds line. See if we can see it again.
Does he have possession though?
Not yet in there. I think the call on the field is correct.
I would agree. I would say this looked like to me actually a designed late rollout by Matt Ryan.
And you see it well there. This was out of bounds by the time he had possession.
Yeah, you're right. I think the knee is in, but I don't think he has possession of it, even though that knee is in bounds.
Nationally celebrated at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart 30 minutes after the conclusion of today's game. Nationally celebrated 45 minutes after
in. It's not touching the white line. He has possession. I don't think so. I think that one gets overturned. Right? Indisputable evidence. Replay officials doing the right thing though and having a good long look at it.
And here comes the word.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. It is an incomplete pass. Third down.
Okay, they're getting it right. I like the replay rule.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
I like the college rule better than I like the NFL rule. College approach.
Van likes it too.
Well, they like their defense to make another play. They've been put in a hole continuously by the offense. They're in another one, trying for a stop on third down and 8. Empty backfield as Callender resets. Ryan, quick toss for the touchdown to Callender. His third touchdown of the game. That one through the air from Matt Ryan.
And how about Matt Ryan just hanging in there? Free blitz. He's going to take a shot after he gets rid of the ball. He just stands in there, hangs in there, and realizes he's got a touchdown set up if he can take on the blitz. Perfect throw to his tailback lined up as a wide receiver. They've done that about 4 or 5 times today. They lined him up out there first time they threw it to him.
And a sizable contingent of BC fans here. As always, it's become a tradition. The students and the fans hop in the RVs and make that cross-country trek to South Bend. Extra point is good by Apanavicius, as Callender has 3 touchdowns today, 2 rushing, and this one through the air.
I remember we were talking to Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, saying, hey, you know, this guy's really a well-rounded back, but what a matchup. I mean, a perfect scheme. He's matched up against a middle linebacker, Joe Brockington, for an easy touchdown. Good design.
$20-0 Boston College leading Notre Dame, as the last 2 Irish mistakes have led to Boston College scores. The punter with his knee down, and that time the interception.
Looks like Evan Sharpley may be coming in next time they possess the ball after this kickoff.
There he is, number 13, standing next to Charlie Weiss. Apanavicius will kick it off for Boston College. Short one. The ball hits the ground, dangerous. Falling on at the 20-yard line by Golden Tate. So here he is, Evan Sharpley, the 6'2", 212-pound junior from Marshall, Michigan, playing in his 6th game of the season. He's hit 62% of his passes, 344 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Jimmy Clausen threw for the day. One would assume there are his numbers. And Clausen throwing an interception on each of Notre Dame's last 2 plays. He's on the sideline. Evan Sharpley under center. Sharpley complete to Camara. Nope, incomplete. Thought he had it. It was out of bounds, they say anyway.
Tribble nearly picked it off.
Yeah.
DeJuan Tribble, who mentioned his 3 interceptions in the opening game against Wake Forest. 2 of them were in the end zone.
There it is off the carom. He nearly had it, but it was out of bounds. In fact, did have it, but was out of bounds.
Yeah, Evan Sharpley, you know, he is a junior. He's been in the system for a few years. He does seem much more decisive. He gets back and gets rid of the ball quickly.
As we said, this is his 6th game of the season. He played in 8 games last year. Only attempted a couple of passes, and that one over the head of Armando Allen. And incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. And today's 1st and 10 line brought to you by Xerox.
Well, the way they've been playing, it's a long way away, that 1st down.
From the Irish 21, 3rd down and 10. Sharpley's pass, dangerous, but complete to Paris. Paris fighting his way forward close to midfield, where he's tackled by Paul Anderson. It's a 28-yard gain as the defender broke on the football trying for the interception. It got through to Paris for the 28-yard gain.
You know, really the few big plays they've had in the passing game this year have come from Robbie Paris and Golden Tate against Purdue, but Robbie Paris in particular has come up with some plays in the passing game. Not enough of them, the whole team hasn't, but he's been the guy.
Tribble made the break on the ball.
He did. But it was a good throw, otherwise it's picked off or certainly deflected.
Talked to Robbie Paris yesterday, the business major, was coming from an accounting class before we talked to him. Sharply throws it out of bounds to Paris.
You remember Robbie Paris was saying to us too that, you know, you just can't stay down. You know, you got off to that 0-5 start, but that next game's coming up on top of you. You just can't think too much about last week's game. He said it's a good thing.
And he said one of the captains, Maurice Crum, was the man that kept everybody up, and in the game he was in the ice tub, and Crum came by and said, you're really maturing, you've really made a big stride from last year. There's Maurice Crum. In a difficult season, he has been a shining light, a real leader.
It's easy to be a leader on a 6-0 team. It's a lot more difficult here.
Swing pass, Allen.
They're going to call a penalty late hit on Evan Sharpley.
On Dunbar. Sharpley came on in the 4th quarter against Purdue and moved the Irish. And here,
Herzlich hits him late.
We have a personal foul, roughing the passer. The foul is 15 yards from the end of the last run. First down.
I don't particularly agree with the call, but they're going to give it a 15-yard penalty against Mark Herzlich, the outside linebacker for Boston College.
So the ball just inside the Boston College 35-yard line.
So now becomes 4-down territory for Charlie Weiss, I think.
Blitz comes. Sharply avoids the first man, rolling and finds his man, complete to Schwab. And the fullback finally tracked down by Tyrone Pruitt. 15-yard gain, and give the credit to Evan Sharpley for a heads-up play.
You know, the backup quarterback's always the favorite guy when your team is doing badly, right? But they always seem to come in and give you a spark. Evan Sharpley has. He's more mobile, apparently, than Jimmy Clausen. Avoids a pretty good rush here. And he gets rid of the ball quickly when he does have protection. Makes up his mind quickly.
At the 19-yard line. First down pass, Sharpley. Protection. Pass, drilled for the touchdown to Paris. Robbie Paris, 19-yard touchdown strike from Evan Sharpley. Sharpley's third touchdown pass of the season. And for Robbie Paris, the sophomore from Olmsted Falls, Ohio, his first career touchdown catch.
I'll tell you, that time, really good protection by the offensive line. And Evan Sharpley had a lot of time to find number 82, Robbie Paris, and then threw it really accurately.
Brandon Walker will attempt the point after. Up and through.
Okay, so life for the Irish.
And number 13 put the life in the Irish.
Good protection, good read. See how quickly he makes up his mind.
We have a television timeout.
And then just drills it to his Z receiver, his flanker, Robbie Paris, for the touch. New life for the Irish. Now, Evan Sharpley absolutely added a spark to the Irish offense on his first series of this game. Comes in, completes 4 of 7 passes. Decision. Gets rid of the ball quickly, knows exactly what he wants to do, then shows some mobility, getting away from Rush, throwing the ball to his back, Schwab, and this one comes out of his hand very quickly into a tight throw for the touchdown, Robbie Paris. Good drive, led by Evan Sharpley. Times you've seen backup quarterbacks do that time. Right. Just absolutely light a fire. Even the offensive line and a couple of those throws seem to give him a little bit more time to throw. Particularly the last one.
See if it inspires the Irish defense as well. Whitaker will kick it off for Notre Dame with Smith and Robinson, the deep men. Short kick, Robinson. Looking for a seam and none there.
Yeah, I guess he got
David Bruton, was it? No, it was
Jabby,
Junior Jabby on special teams. Let's go to Alex.
Hey, Tom, it was really interesting to watch the Irish's last drive. The Notre Dame sideline was really quiet, as if they were just holding their breath to wait and see if Evan could give them the spark that they needed. Once he did, the energy has just flowed back into the sideline. You can see the excitement there. And you know what, you guys, Jimmy Clausen showing some class. He was the first person out there giving Evan Sharpley a high five, and the rest of his teammates as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Coach Weiss said to us he saw no selfishness in his freshman, highly touted freshman quarterback.
Well, let's see how Matt Ryan responds.
So the Heisman candidate Ryan, who has given his team a 20-0 lead, now sees it cut to 27 and goes again to Callender out of the backfield. What a potent weapon that has been as he sits sail down the sideline and Brockington pushes him out of bounds.
Boston College is the best screen team I have seen this year. They've run 4 or 5 screens to Callender. They've all been successful.
Flag back upfield to see if that nullifies the 24-yard gain.
The last 3 Heisman Trophy winners, I believe, all have played against Notre Dame. Troy Smith from Ohio State and Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart.
Holding call against the Eagles. So a huge mistake by Boston College there after the big gain, taking some of the momentum away from Notre Dame.
During the run, holding 73 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Cliff Ramsey guilty of the hold. And Coach Jagosinski.
There's number 73. Yeah, he grabs his jersey. That's a good call.
Another screen pass. And Notre Dame still can't defend it.
Great block downfield again by I think it's Matt Tennant, the center, had a great block.
And you see Coach Weiss, another flag down is Whitworth.
He's back in the game, isn't he, Charlie? He knows they have a chance. New life.
Back-to-back holding calls against BC. Well, Sherilis, who was started today, his 44th straight game, has had a tough afternoon.
Right down here.
So the ball set back to the 12-yard line of the Eagles. Crowd given new life. First down and 19. But Matt Ryan, the veteran, imperturbable, stands in the pocket and delivers again to Purvis.
Yeah, it's perfect. You know, first down, you get 12 of it back, right? It's first and 19. You got about 12 of those yards back using his tight end, who really has been open all day.
How many catches is that for? 5 catches for Purvis.
52 yards on those catches, and really has not been stopped just yet. So again, good, patient play calling, Tom. Not trying to get it all back in that one play.
Well, this is a veteran BC team, unlikely to be rattled, led by their Heisman candidate quarterback Matt Ryan. From the gun, Ryan has it batted back into his face.
Well, it was Pat Kuntz, I think, who got that. Is the 7th tip pass by Pat Kuntz. Trevor Laws has tipped 7 himself. So 14 tip passes between those two guys in the interior line.
They just have an uncanny timing on this.
Yeah.
Not that they're so tall, it's just that their timing is so good.
And good vision. You always talk about vision for running backs, but sometimes defensive linemen have it as well.
3rd down and 8, deep in BC territory. Matt Ryan blitzed by Zibikowski, intercepted by Brian Smith for the touchdown. And that celebration in the end zone is likely to cost Notre Dame a penalty. But the freshman linebacker Brian Smith with the interception and a 25-yard return for the touchdown.
And you mentioned it earlier, Tom. Charlie Weiss said to us yesterday, Brian Smith and his other freshman linebacker, Kerry Neal, are going to be dynamic players, he said. We've not had speed off the edge like we have with these guys. You saw some of it right there.
Matt Ryan picked off for the 6th time this season.
Well, the defense had 7.
The offensive team for excessive celebration from the bench. The touchdown is good. The penalty will be administered on the succeeding spot.
Yeah, that should be on the kickoff. That should give Boston College pretty good field position. Defense got it turned around last week and led the Irish to the win, and big turnover for a touchdown there by Brian Smith.
And Walker the extra point. And it is good. Well, you know, Evan Sharpley got all this started. Put a charge into him. Now scuffle breaking out down on the field. Here's the touchdown again, the interception.
Yeah, boy. Well, that ball actually got tipped maybe first by Maurice Richardson, but nonetheless, Brian Smith read it perfectly the entire way.
Celebration on the Notre Dame sideline. Suddenly with Sharpley at quarterback, we've got a game. Unbeaten and fourth-ranked Boston College sees its lead reduced to only 6, 20-14. Still just less than 9 minutes left in the third quarter. That last possession by the Eagles, the 2 penalties really put them in a hole that they were unable to climb out of. Then the interception returned for a touchdown. The celebration by Notre Dame cost them, though, and they will have to kick off now from the 15-yard line. Gordon with the kickoff, and it's a little short kick, trying to find a little seam. Taken by one of the up men, and he bursts 3 for a moment, and he's into Irish territory.
The Notre Dame defense has really come alive this second half in particular. Zibikowski's done his thing, getting in the way in the pass defense. And a good tough tackle by Darren Walls. How about the blitz here by Maurice Richardson on the inside? Forces the throwaway. And then the tip ball by Pat Kuntz's 7th of the year, and then the interception and touchdown by Brian Smith. And just like last week, it's been the defense, although this week, Evan Sharpley has given them a spark as well.
And that end zone celebration, though, made him kick off from the 15. Brad Newman fielded the short kick, and BC starts in Irish territory at the 44-yard line. Another golden opportunity handed to the Eagles. They try to take advantage with Matt Ryan finding the man, and a nice catch by Kevin Challenger.
Boy, just aggressive play calling. The play before, Matt Ryan throws an interception into the end zone. Crowd's going crazy. How do you quiet the crowd? You go right back to what you're very good at doing. It's throwing the ball accurately to a wide receiver, Kevin Challenger.
Close to a first down, close to 10 yards for Challenger, who's been held in relative check today. Came in as the second leading receiver with 25 receptions.
It's a miracle that he's been playing. Had a ruptured esophagus last February. He was in the hospital for a month.
And couldn't eat or drink during that time. Had to keep him going intravenously. Second down and a yard. It was just short of the first down. So they'll put it on the ground and pick it up with Callender.
Andre Callender has done it all. We've seen him catch it, obviously, run it, pass block, and now take the crowd out of the game.
Trevor Laws with the Notre Dame tackle. Callender's had a huge game today. The 5th-year senior from Roselle, New Jersey, Seton Hall Prep High School, where he was an All-American.
Well, he can kind of do everything. Against UMass, he carried the ball 32 times. And last week, he caught 2 touchdown passes. Very, very versatile guy.
Lined up as the tailback in the eye. Ryan rifles it across the middle, on target, and the catch made by Megwa for 16 yards. Another first down for the Eagles.
And then once again, quickly out of the hand of Matt Ryan. So good protection, good decision making, good route running by Megwa. If you're a Boston College receiver, if you know, if you get open, Matt Ryan's going to find you. He doesn't have favorites. You get open, he'll get the ball to you.
Spreading the ball around as usual as Robinson lines up now. Ryan under pressure, steps up in the pocket, scrambling around, finds a little hole and dives forward for a gain on the play, covered by Pat Coons. Time now for the Prudential Retirement Red Zone stat. Boston College today in the red zone, 3 for 3. And for more Prudential Retirement Red Zone stats, go to NBCSports.com/Red Zone. The end zone celebration after the Irish touchdown put them deep in a hole, and Boston College trying to take advantage. Here comes the Irish blitz. Quick release. Ryan. Touchdown. Boston College. Challenger. What a throw by Matt Ryan. Under pressure. Quick release. Got it there on target to Challenger, who beat Lambert for the 13-yard score.
Tom, unless you're an Irish fan, that is a thing of beauty. I mean, quick pressure to Matt Ryan. He saw the blitz, read the blitz, got rid of it way before Matt Challenger had run his route. He hadn't even turned around yet. See that? And then Challenger picks the ball up quickly. So terrific read, throw, and then catch by Challenger. And Boston College will go for 2. And they move the ball to the left hash. How about the tight end? I tell you, this guy has not been covered yet.
Robinson goes in motion. Ryan from the shotgun. Blitz shown by the Irish. And one of the offensive linemen must have flinched as the flags come out.
The blue jersey was in the neutral zone, maybe.
I don't think he made contact, though. Okay. Looked like he got back. We'll see.
Prior to the snap, there was a false start. Number 2 in the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. We're still on the try.
Brandon Robinson, so we'll see if they still go for 2.
Yeah, they'll bring in the extra point team.
Papanavicius then comes on. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, Notre Dame made it a 6-point game, but then because they had excessive celebration in the end zone, they had to kick off from the 15-yard line, and so Boston College started well into Notre Dame territory, and Matt Ryan taking advantage of it. It just took them 5 plays to cover the 44 yards.
And there's old Trevor Laws getting ready to get skinny, as he says.
Papanavicius puts it through. So Boston College responds,
we have a television
and they put their lead back up to
timeout.
27-14 after this beautiful pass by Matt Ryan to Kevin Challenger. Challenger's 3rd TD of the season. It's 27-14. Kevin Challenger caught the touchdown pass from Matt Ryan. See that top of his head there? See that maple leaf? He's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Well, they're cheering up north right now for him. That was a terrific catch. Got his head around quickly, snatched it for the TD.
Ready for the Boston College kickoff.
Kind of ashamed to think that excess celebration in a college football game maybe cost you the game, you know?
It was a huge mistake. In fact, you can say that 3 of the Boston College scores have come as a result of big Notre Dame mistakes, interception.
We got
Hunter
a long
with the knee
way
down.
To go, Tom. 7 minutes still in the third quarter.
Papanavicius set to kick it to Tate and Jabby, who are the deep men for Notre Dame. So the Golden Tate from the 5-yard line. Slammed up and taken down to the turf on good special teams coverage by Boston College. That was not a strong point for them, but it's been good today.
Let's take another look at this coverage. You see what Matt Ryan sees? He sees 3 blitzers, 2 linebackers, and Tom Zibikowski. So he knows he's going to get quick pressure. They can't block them all. And when he throws the ball right there, look at Challenger is not even doesn't even have his head turned. Throws the ball early perfectly. And then Challenger really does a nice job, Thomas, seeing the ball quickly, because ordinarily you don't expect that they're right on top of you. So perfectly executed play.
Well, Matt Ryan had thrown the interception for the touchdown, comes right back, is 3 for 3 on that drive, including the touchdown. Here's Evan Sharpley trying to answer for Notre Dame. Downfield intended for Paris, who's been his favorite target so far, and Tribble running right with him made a play on the ball as well.
No doubt about it, though, that this team, Notre Dame, throws the ball more downfield and better with Evan Sharpley. I mean, great protection there. You know, he's thrown twice to Robbie Paris, once to the sideline they went, and then for the touchdown as well.
79 yards on the last drive after only 77 yards on their first 7. Hand off to Allen. Crosses the 30-yard line. McLaughlin the tackle for Boston College. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Evan Sharpley, 4 of 8, 64 yards, a touchdown, protecting the football, avoided the rush. Good, crisp decisions.
3rd down, they empty the backfield with Allen in motion. Short drop, Sharpley has his man, but it's dropped. That was Camara.
With this much time, Charlie's got to punt it, right? Well, that would have been an easy 1st down. The difference between 1 and 5 records and winning records are just plays like that, execution.
where Challenger made the catch on short notice before. Kamara unable to do it right there. With the same sort of situation. The ball got there in such a hurry, he was not ready for it. Price to punt to Tribble. Fair catch called, and Tribble makes it at the 24-yard line. Now it's time for our Liberty Mutual Legends of the Game. The Rocket, Raghib Rocket Ismail, known as a tremendous game breaker. Turn around a game with his blazing speed. Was on the cover of Sports Illustrated a couple times. In 1990, he finished second in the Heisman Trophy voting behind Ty Detmer of BYU. And last night, attended the Notre Dame pep rally and visited with Paula Ferris today on our pregame show. Our Liberty Mutual Legends of the Game, the Rocket. There he is on the sideline.
Who else I saw in the background there? Alan Page, great defensive lineman for Notre Dame over the years now, Supreme Court Justice in the state of Minnesota. Perhaps they're one of the greatest graduates.
Matt Ryan, plenty of time, backpedals. Goes to Callender on the screen that's been so productive for them, and Anthony Bernaglia ready for it that time. Alex?
Going here, just give me a little bit of an assessment of your Notre Dame Irish.
My Irish, this game to me, X's and O's, nothing. That's lettuce and tomatoes. The burger, baby, is about believing. And today, the Irish are learning how to believe. This game is not over, and I guarantee you, at the end of the day, all the Irish nation is going to be proud of what's out here on the field today. Go Irish, what?
When you're out here watching them, Rocket, does it seem like they're starting to believe?
Absolutely, I can feel it. You can feel it happening. You can feel it in the stadium. Watch this big play we had.
Let's watch, you guys, and then we'll ask
Okay. I think he thinks he's still at the pep rally.
Yeah.
There's the completion to Megwa.
Remind me not to bring Rocket to Vegas with me.
Rocket's fired up.
He is.
Alex?
Rocket, a lot of people wondering what you've been up to since your Notre Dame days. What are you doing these days?
Being a father, do some post-game shows on FSN for the Cowboys, and every once in a while I go out and try to encourage some people with speaking.
Great. Well, it's nice to see you out here.
Thank you.
Take care, Rocket.
3rd and 3 for Boston College. Ryan takes the low snap, plenty of time. Throws it, and it is no good. Incomplete, out of bounds.
Really good coverage by the corner that time. Boy, and it may have been Kyle McCarthy who pushed him out.
Challenger, who caught the touchdown pass the last possession, was on the receiving end, but out of bounds.
Good throw, but the coverage really was McCarthy. I thought he was going to come down with the ball, but pushed out by Kevin McCarthy.
Did he get a foot down?
They're going to have to review that one.
That's a
They're going
close
to have
call.
to review that one.
Was it on the
white chalk?
The white chalk or not?
Paint. Rocket doesn't think so. This is not going to get reviewed.
Ayers is in punt formation. Zibikowski backpedals. 18-yard line. Zibikowski got one block. Got another. Then dragged down, looked like by the sleeve or the arm, after he returned it 15 yards. The punt covered 50. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left, third quarter. Evan Sharpley set to return to action. Notre Dame football presented by Vonage. Beautiful aerial shot of the administration building at the University of Notre Dame, the famed Golden Dome, on this beautiful campus, one of the most beautiful in all of America. And on the sideline, the Irish players were down 20-0 and looked like they were out of it, and they've had a rally, but they're still down 27-14 to the unbeaten Eagles of Boston College. Sharpley fake one way, sets up a screen the other to Schwab. Schwab looks for a block. And will be out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain on first down, run out by Dunbar.
Yeah, you know, we haven't seen many screens or successful ones for the Irish. Remember the last couple of years, Tom, the Irish have been really a terrific screening team. One of the few successful ones we've seen. Good block by John Sullivan. Picked up 7-8 yards on first down.
Second down. Whistle.
Official blew. Whistle blew.
It was the referee that blew the whistle.
There was an inadvertent whistle. There was no time run off the clock. There is no foul. It is second down.
Loquacious sort, isn't he?
Jack Childress blew his whistle inadvertently, stopped the play. What you call a referee's timeout, because they stopped the play right there. It was just about to get going. Proceed. Second down and 3. Boston College jumped, but got back safely. And tough to run against that defense. Robert Hughes finds the going rough up the middle, and Herzlich the first to hit him.
That's 15 rushes for Notre Dame, 27 yards, Tom. You're right. It is really tough inside. That's what Charlie was saying. Hey, you can't really run too much inside against these guys. That's what he said. I wanted to spread it out and make them play in open space, and this Eagle defense has responded.
You see the rushing yards and the yards per rush, less than 2 for the Irish.
Well, it's better than it started. They came in averaging just 1 yard per rush.
Third down and a yard here in an empty backfield. Evan Sharpley, short drop, passes across the middle into traffic to Yateman. Yateman, the tight end, with his 3rd reception of the season, gets the Notre Dame first down. Wow.
You know what you love about Evan Sharpley is you look at his face, the good shot, is the calmness. I mean, oftentimes, particularly backup quarterbacks, you have that frightened look. Evan Sharpley looks awfully confident, awfully calm to me.
Well, the young man who's the first baseman on the Notre Dame baseball team, as Jimmy Clausen watches from the sideline, is pretty much unflappable too. When Charlie Weiss gives him those tests and tries to trip him up, Evan Sharpley always has the correct answer.
Yep.
Chase from the pocket. There, he threw one that should have been picked off for a touchdown. Pruitt had a clear path to the goal line, just could not hold on. So an ill-advised decision that time by Evan Sharpley, chased from the pocket by Dunbar, threw the ball which should have been intercepted for a BC score.
Yeah, it would have been Pruitt's second. Remember, he had one in the first half. I think the quarterbacks are so concerned about taking sacks because they've had so many of them. They said, hey, just get rid of the ball. But you're right, that was a really dangerous throw.
Second and 10.
Well, he got away with it. Second down and 10.
Corner blitz picked up.
And Sharpley's ball or arm was hit as he released, or else the ball was tipped. One of the two, as it was headed down to the turf. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened.
Herzlich, number 94, coming through the backside. Yeah, it was Mark Herzlich, number 94, outside linebacker.
Got the arm of Sharpley as he released, and so it's third down and 10.
Frank Spaziani was saying he does everything well. Pass, run, rush the passer.
Sharpley's pass to nobody. Mix up with, I guess, Paris. He was closest to it. Well, it didn't look good on that series, and the punt team will come out.
Charlie wasn't sure to whom he was throwing it.
So Jeff Price on fourth down. Juan Tribble will stand at his 10-yard line.
A lot of punts in this game, haven't we? We're doing punts, a bunch of them.
Comes up, so stay away from it. Takes a bit of an Irish bounce. Down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Matt Ryan, using the entire field, spreading it around to different wide receivers, and how quickly he gets rid of the ball. How about some of his backs catching it? Callender has been sensational. The tight end, Purvis, has been open a lot. His slot receiver there, and that time Gunnell. A whole bevy of wide receivers catching the ball. No simple, favorite target. That's what makes him so hard to defend. Good pass protection for the most part all day long, and then a wonderful touchdown catch by Kevin Challenger.
Matt Ryan, featured in a recent article in Sports Illustrated. His pass right there to Callender, and a sure tackle made by Wooden. Matt Ryan was in a car accident with his brother Mike, and his brother Mike was also a quarterback, but in that accident hurt his right arm, and his brother was told he would never play football again. He's now 25 years old. This happened when Matt was a sophomore in high school, and he told his parents he even felt guilty about being able to play football when his brother Mike could not, and his parents and his brother telling him to not feel that way, to take advantage of his talents, and his brother Mike comes to all of his games, and they've seen Matt advance his stock to being a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate this season.
Well, you're influenced so much by your family. He's one of 4 in the family in Philadelphia. Mike, as you mentioned, older brother. He was always playing with his older brothers against his older brother's friends, so when he got to play against kids his age, he's always had that little bit of an advantage. And boy, has he really responded this year. And great leadership skills. Remember when Tom O'Brien left? He kind of brought the whole team together, he and Jalon Dunbar, and kept the team together, working hard until a new head coach was named.
Said we're going to buy into whoever the new coach is, right into his system, and make the most of what we have here in Chestnut Hill. Play action fake, Matt Ryan. Looking, chased from the pocket. Finds a man across the field, but incomplete. Clarence Megwa.
That's a big stop for Notre Dame, because Matt Ryan had, 5, 6, 7 seconds. Big defensive stop for the Irish. Really good coverage downfield because he had a lot of time. Four-man rush with a blitz. Zibikowski's been blitzing a lot today. Good coverage early and good coverage late.
And so Ayers is on to punt for Boston College.
Notre Dame needs a real good return from Zibikowski. That guy right there. Returned 3 punts for touchdowns in his career.
The 11th total punt in today's game. Zibikowski flag down. That's going to be a block in the back. And it will set Notre Dame back. They would have been in BC territory, but the flag.
Another mistake.
To be brought down by J.D. Silva.
So another Irish mistake puts them in a hole.
Refs had a series, hadn't they?
During the return, there was a block in the back by number 2 of the kicking team. The penalty is 10 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Well, they called it on Brandon Robinson on Rashawn McNeil of Notre Dame.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good call. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought it was going to go the other way just because, there's so many times you see that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
And absolutely the correct call. So a break for the Irish, who get the ball now at the BC 39-yard line. Matt Ryan on the sideline with a headphone on. His defense on the field right now. Evan Sharpley. Play action fake. Sharpley sets his feet. Goes for the end zone, but nobody's there except white jerseys, and it's almost intercepted.
Oh, boy, should have been intercepted, right?
Paul Anderson.
Oh, my goodness. Paul Anderson, who had an interception last week, boy, should have had that one. Now, this is a guy who's well covered, Tom. 2 white jerseys absolutely around the receiver. Ball pops out as he hits the ground. He's the strong safety playing center field, and Dewan Tribble there also.
Well, they took a shot for the end zone, but misfire. It's 2nd down and 10.
So 18 interceptions on the year now for Boston College.
Had Carlson had a seam there if he could have fit the ball in. And a flag, a late hit on Sharpley.
Yeah, really getting sloppy, eh? Roughing the passer.
BC has really hurt themselves with some key penalties in the second half.
Roughing the passer, number 20. That's a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Roderick Rollins the penalty.
Yeah, came on the corner blitz. I don't know, Tom. I don't think that's roughing myself. But
close call. The ball was out. How long was it out? So 117 yards and penalties now against the Eagles as Allen, and another flag is down. Allen makes a run to the 15, but this one's likely to come back. George West maybe was holding out there as a wide receiver. Looked to be locked up. There will be a hold against Notre Dame.
Referee, by the way, Jack Childress is going to have his own series on NBC next year.
Holding, 77 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down.
Mike Turkovich, the man guilty of the hold. I don't think it's going to be on NBC, actually.
Well, it has been this far.
23 seconds left. We're still in the third quarter.
Hard to believe.
First down and 20 now for the Irish. Protection for Sharpley, and he has Allen. Allen can't hold on as he's hit. Hit hard by Tajee Morris.
That wheel route by the back out of the backfield. Armando Allen probably should have caught it, but Tajee Morris was going to make it pay either way. You might as well catch it. Good hit by Morris. These corners for Boston College have played pretty well. Tribble on one side, Morris on the other.
Two seconds left in the third quarter. 6 straight incompletions by Sharpley. There he finds his target, and Kamara stripped the first man, then forced out of bounds by Akins. The fans wanted another flag there. It's a 13-yard gain as the third quarter comes to a close. In the gloaming at Notre Dame Stadium, darkness is coming. At the end of 3, BC still leads. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, presented by Vonage. Back after this from your local station.
Allstate brings you the Safe Driver Tip, as relayed by Sergeant Tim McCarthy. Sergeant McCarthy has been part of the fabric at Notre Dame for the past 47 years, alerting the faithful with safe driving tips using a clever quip. Today, McCarthy addressed the fans with this message.
Remember, the primary cause of traffic collisions is carelessness. So keep your driving skills well polished to avoid a bad finish.
For a chance to have your safety tip heard on air, go to NBCSports.com/Allstate.
Surprisingly, Tom, they got a good response by the crowd.
Yeah. I wonder if you could help Sergeant Tim with his material.
Delivery. Yeah.
Third down for the Irish. 3rd and 7. Sharply hit just as he tried to get rid of the ball and sacked for the first time today, I believe. First time the Boston College Eagles have been able to sack the Notre Dame quarterback. It was Alex Albright that hit him first.
Well, you can say that one good thing for the Irish, they came in averaging giving up over 5 sacks per game, and as you just mentioned, just 1. And how about Alex Albright? Again, another negative play by Alex Albright.
It'll be a
sack of the year for him.
Walker will attempt a 41-yard field goal. He's hit 4 of 5, 48 his longest. 41 yards. Up, and it is no good. Off to the right. So the Irish get a little bit of a drive going, but Walker misses the field goal after the BC sack forced him to go for 3.
Oh, bunch of hooking it.
So that was the first play of the fourth quarter, or the second play of the fourth quarter, and it remains 27-14. And we invite you to go to NBCSports.com immediately after the telecast for the Vonage postgame report. You'll see the live press conferences of Charlie Weiss and Jeff Jagosinski. Also see interviews, analysis, and full game highlights all at NBCSports.com.
Well, if you're Jeff Jagosinski, you'd love to see them grind out a few first downs, use some clock, get that running game going. But boy, they've got a pretty talented quarterback who loves to throw it.
And they do hand it off on first down to Whitworth, picking his way forward for 2 or 3 yards before Brockington tackles him. So Notre Dame, with that good field position, they had it with a first down at the BC 39, but they squandered it, eventually missing a field goal. And BC takes over as you look at the Golden Dome. It's interesting that the fall hasn't arrived yet in South Bend. In fact, temperatures in the 80s all last week. Finally got a little chill this week. Game time temperature today was just under 60 degrees. Matt Ryan, wide open calendar. How many times have we said that today?
A lot. But, you know, a good design, Tom, right? And by their offensive coordinator, Steve Logan. Jeff Jagosinski, offensive coordinator at Boston College in 97-98 with the Packers last year. So really good design. But he's been open all day. Both him and the tight end have been open.
13 yards on that one. Our first down line today brought to you by Xerox. Calendar has caught 10 passes for 92 yards. Scored 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing and 1 receiving.
It's the second week in a row he's scored 3 touchdowns.
Hand off to Calendar. Breaking tackles, crosses the 45 to the 47-yard line.
You know, I think about Boston College, too, being ranked number 4, Tom. You know, I think they've really earned it. I know there's a lot of teams ahead of them at the beginning of the season have faltered and lost, but they didn't come into this season with a lot of preseason hype. Even though they won 10 games last year, people had overlooked them and forgot it, but they just kind of kept chopping wood, and they keep winning. The schedule gets a lot tougher after this, but they could have a very, very special season if they hang on and win here.
Off to their best start since 1942. That year's team was 8-0. Calendar with a cutback into Irish territory at the 45, where Ambrose Wooden makes the tackle. There is a tough Thursday night date with Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. Florida State, Maryland, Clemson, and Miami.
But I would say for all those teams, they have a tough matchup with Boston College, Tom.
Right.
I mean, this is a well-balanced team. They play good offense and defense. They got a premier quarterback who, in my mind, has to be one of the top 2 or 3 candidates, certainly now, to win the Heisman. And what a great time to be a Bostonian right about now. A lot of good things going on in Boston.
In the sports world. Calendar again. Well, we mentioned 8-0 in 1942. You know, in 1940, BC went undefeated, 11-0. And you know who their coach was?
Yes, Frank Leahy.
Exactly. Most people think of Frank Leahy as the highly successful Notre Dame coach.
Well, he was. He won 4 national championships.
Right. But he got his start at BC, actually started at Georgetown, then at BC, had that undefeated team and a 20-2 record, and people were shocked when he left Chestnut Hill and came to Notre Dame, his alma mater. Matt Ryan completes it to Gunnell.
There he is.
The statue outside the stadium.
4 national championships here for the Irish. Still absolutely fondly remembered. Eric Barsegan, who won a couple national championships, got a statue this year as well.
And they came a couple of weeks ago when they hosted Michigan State.
All right, well, under 11 minutes, if Notre Dame is really going to come back and make this thing happen, this is as important a third down as they've had. 3rd and 2. And, you know, for this Boston College team, you just don't exactly know to whom they're going to throw it. Or maybe you give it to that running back who's been incredible.
Ryan across the middle, crossing route is good for the first down to Gunnell.
He is awfully, awfully good. Remember at the very beginning of the show, we talked about 1984 and what a magical year it was for Boston College, and their then quarterback, Doug Flutie, who won the Heisman Trophy. You know, you're around this Boston College team, you sense it, you feel it, the same kind of magic really about this team and about the play of Matt Ryan. I will say, though, Doug Flutie was the most unusual magical guy I've ever seen.
And Flutie will be coming to South Bend to go into the College Football Hall of Fame. And his nephew Billy is on the field right now, right on cue. Matt Ryan, 32 of 48, 67% for 291 yards. And the First down give to L.V. Whitworth, who's stopped by Joe Brockington.
Billy Flutie, good friends with Barry Gallup Jr. on the right, Billy Flutie on the left.
Yeah.
Barry Gallup, there you see the two, Doug and Billy. We're talking about, I broadcast a lot of Doug's games in those years. I want to tell you, he was just so much fun to watch.
Second down, 11. Ryan chased, unloads, and threw it away. Being chased by Dwight Stevenson Jr. caused him to throw it away.
And you know what, as I watch Matt Ryan and remember Doug Flutie, there was just such joy in the way they played that game. And you watch Matt, we talked to him a little bit earlier this week, you sense that he has a lot of fun, real joy. It's not a grind, it's not a job, it's not about getting drafted next year. He's loving this whole thing.
Third down and 11 for BC. Can they convert another key third? Handoff. As they play it safe with the handoff to Whitworth. And Joe Brockington able to make the Irish tackle.
Let's see the punt team coming on, but boy, it's either a long field goal, but wouldn't you pooch it and play good defense like they have? Pooch punted, I mean.
Previous play, please set the clock at 9:10 and start on my signal, please.
The clock forgot to run. Now that's a friendly home environment.
It showed 9:18 here in the stadium.
They put down to 9:10. I can't believe they're going for this.
Going for it on fourth down. Fourth down and 9.
Yeah.
9 or 10.
I got to admit, I punt him and play good defense. 13-point lead.
Well, you got Matt Ryan at quarterback. Irish are showing blitz. Can Ryan make another clutch throw? Chased from the pocket. And tackled just short of the first down on the scramble. Brian Smith. He got close, but not quite on fourth down.
And Coach Jaggs is hoping he gets up.
And Notre Dame takes over on downs.
Coach Jagosinski, and he comes up limping a little bit. He was really worried about his quarterback after the play. We didn't hear so much about playing defense as much as the health of his quarterback. And Tom, I think in this situation, you punt it, you play good defense, force the Irish to go, maybe 90 yards.
Instead, they give the ball over on fourth down. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Vonage, a better way to phone for less. By Chevy, an American Revolution. By Charles Schwab. Does your broker make you feel like $100? Talk to Chuck. And by Sirius Satellite Radio. Hear what you've been missing on Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Alex Flanagan, Notre Dame Stadium, Matt Ryan, the BC quarterback.
Limping around.
As he had to scramble last play, took a hit on the back of his ankle. But is over on the sideline as Notre Dame takes over on downs at the Irish 25-yard line. Setting up a screen. Caught by Allen. Allen got 9 yards on first down, tripped up by Jamie Silva.
Okay, they had a perfect play call. A screen into a corner blitz. I mean, you hear about that all the time. Perfect play call. It just didn't quite end. See the corner blitz there, Morris? And they're kind of screening right in the area where he generally is. But a hustling play by number 86, Jim Romero. The defensive end really kind of put the stop on it. Gabosh.
Evan Sharpley over at the sideline to get the play in person from Coach Weiss. Hands it to Allen, who shook one tackler, then is blasted by Silva.
Jamie Silva has always been a good tackler. Got the Kenny G look going, but always been a good tackler. But this year, 5 interceptions. Remember Kenny G, don't you?
You always manage to get a musician to your commentary.
Well, you do sometimes too.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, but you know, we talked Frank Spaziani about Silva. He said, you know, he's always been a great tackler, but this year he really gets it in the pass game.
Third down, less than a yard. Sneak by Sharpley picks up the first. Just under 8 minutes to go in the game. Weiss and the Irish down 27-14. Jimmy Clausen taken out in favor of Sharpley.
First and 10 Irish after 37.
And is it time they show a little more urgency here, Pat?
Absolutely. You need 2 touchdowns, right, to win it?
Yep.
In and out of the huddle. They started the game with a no huddle, and now's the time maybe to change the pace again.
First down. Sharpley.
Oops.
Sacks. Never had a chance.
Yeah.
Ron Brace almost took the snap. He was there so quickly.
And he's 325 pounds.
Well, he lost 20.
Yeah, exactly. They said they had a scale at Boston College that went to 350, so they're not sure whether he weighed more than 350 last year because it only went up there. But he lost a bunch of weight. Number 60, right in the middle of the scheme, goes right by John Sullivan. Nobody picks him up. That's always a bad thing when you're 325 pounds.
Loss of 8 yards.
Just a powerful inside player.
Screen pass. Allen. Bounced off BC players. And finally out of bounds. Herzlich was the first man to hit him. Silva came rushing as well. Allen's taken a pounding on those screen passes.
It's the 4th and 5th screen pass they've thrown to him. Each one of them has been hit by multiple linebackers for Boston College. Still hasn't really had that moment, right? That magical moment everybody around here at Notre Dame thinks that Armando Allen is capable.
Third down. 3rd and 13 for the Irish.
Oh, late blitz.
Sharpley got tangled for a moment, tucked it under, runs with it.
That had to be good coverage because Evan Sharpley had 6-7 seconds to throw that ball.
Nick Larkin makes the stop on the Sharpley scramble.
Look at the coverage here by these guys. And see if Evan Sharpley has anywhere to go. Corner blitz.
We have a timeout.
Boy,
Notre Dame.
really nobody open downfield. So real good coverage.
Notre Dame takes the timeout. Irish football brought to you by Vonage. (27-14) BC. Notre Dame has a 4th down, 4th and 5. They're going to go for it. They're 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions today. Blitz from BC. Evan Sharpley rolling to his right, looking downfield, firing. He has the man complete to Paris. And Robbie Paris. There's another flag, a late hit out of bounds by Paul Anderson. 23 yards plus the 15.
Just stupid penalty, right?
Yeah,
boy,
absolutely. He was 10 feet, 12 feet out of bounds.
13-point lead, and never a good time for that kind of penalty. That's the worst time. Boy.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, late hit number 7, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, that's 13 penalties now on BC, over 120 yards. A good job by Evan Sharpley staying alive. Good throw on the move.
And it was actually Anderson. He said Akins, but it was Anderson.
First and 10 Irish at the BC 22.
Pretty good acting job maybe there, huh? Tom?
Maybe so.
Yeah.
It puts the ball, though, at the 22-yard line where the Irish have a first down. Evan Sharpley, quick toss, too high and incomplete. Once again, Robbie Paris, the intended receiver, defended by DeJuan Tribble. Boston College looking for its 5th consecutive victory over the Irish. For so many years, Boston College played the spoiler in this series. And this time it's Notre Dame's chance to try it, but so far BC's been able to hold off the Irish. 6:22 remaining in the dream season of BC would continue with their 5th straight over the Irish and 7-0 overall.
Well, you saw one of the good ones in 1993, didn't you?
Beautiful. Sharpley, good protection. His pass for the end zone. Nobody there. Over the head of Paris. Been several times there have been miscommunication between Sharpley and his receivers today.
Good pass rush this time by Nick Larkin, one of the co-captains. We haven't called Nick's name too much, but a guy that, boy, we had a really pleasurable conversation with Nick this week. Really a good student, has graduated with a degree in psychology. Going to be he is applying for PhD programs in psychology. He's applied to BC, Notre Dame, and Yale.
Wouldn't it be something if he wound up at Notre Dame? A young man that was born with inverted arches and has overcome a lot. Here's Sharpley. Got rid of it to Carlson. Avoided the sack and made the completion to Carlson for the Notre Dame first down. What a play by Evan Sharpley.
That's as good as it gets for Evan Sharpley. Man, he just continues to stay alive. His offensive line's not giving him a lot of hope, right? Designated sprint out, makes one guy miss there, a second guy, third guy hanging on him, and finds his big old tight end, John Carlson.
Sharpley, improvisation, and Carlson the first down for the Irish. From the 11-yard line of BC, and now the officials are stopping the clock.
Under review for what, either placement of the ball or forward momentum stopped would be my two guesses. Didn't look like his momentum was stopped, but they can review the placement of where the ball went down.
Clock down to 5 minutes and 58 seconds.
Which quarter?
The final quarter. Here's the play again.
Looks like he gets tackled on a maybe 12-yard line.
12-yard line, which the ball spotted on the 11 at the moment. And it rolls forward to the 11, doesn't it? And that could impact the first down.
Yeah, whether it's a first down or not, yes.
Well, the Irish still have an uphill road here, but after the win last week against UCLA, do you see progress from Notre Dame today?
Absolutely, certainly defensively. Certainly, and then Evan Sharpley, I'd be shocked if Evan Sharpley doesn't start next week against USC.
Does Charlie Weiss have a quarterback controversy here?
I don't think so. I think Evan Sharpley's earned the job. I know Charlie really wants to develop Jimmy Clausen, but remember, Evan Sharpley's only a junior himself. I think he's earned the look next week.
Here's another look at the last play, which is under review. Carlson down there, his knee hits. And then he rolls over a little bit. Meanwhile, Charlie Weiss taking the time to coach Evan Sharpley.
I really like the presence and the look in Evan's eyes. Whatever you want me to run, coach, I will.
Here comes the decision.
After video review, it has been determined that the forward progress spot should be at the 12.5-yard line, not the 11.5-yard line. Therefore, it will be 4th and 1.
Well, how do you measure here? Because the chains had already been moved. If it comes down to a measurement.
There is one of the first down markers there, right? That's on the other side of the field.
Opposite side from the chains. So 4th down and a yard.
Well, he had a quarterback sneak last 4th and 1, which he converted.
Fourth down. Going for the touchdown. He has it. Robbie Paris after the fake into the line. There is a flag down. Penalty marker down.
I'll tell you, number 97, Brady Smith for Boston College, says he was held.
It will be against Notre Dame, nullifying the touchdown pass.
Great call, terrific execution, and a wide open receiver. But Brady Smith, number 97, was held.
Holding, number 77 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 4th down.
Mike Turkovich with the hold.
A 13-point game, he still has to go for it, right?
Yep.
13-point game. Yeah, he was held. Excellent fake, but he was held. Turkovich, number 77, called for it. Brady Smith, number 97, right there on your screen.
I don't know.
Referee's right there.
Close call. In any event, it makes it 4th down and 11 now.
Well, we know this crew is not letting anything go. I'll tell you that, right?
Well, first
they're calling them all.
First they rethink the spot and move it back, and then a penalty nullifies the touchdown. Sharply in trouble, in deep trouble. Just lets it go incomplete, and the ball will go over on downs to Boston College.
And BC will take over on down.
So Notre Dame, after the replay, after the review, sees its first down go away. After the penalty, sees its touchdown go away. And now the football has gone away as well. (27-14) with 5:40 left. As Boston College takes over, Notre Dame saw a touchdown nullified by penalty and then misfired on 4th down. Blitz from the Irish. First down run by Callender. Little Alex.
Hey, Tom, Charlie Weiss appearing less than happy with the officiating. He spent the commercial break yelling across the field at the refs, telling them every call has gone their way. Every single call has gone their way, he yelled them, Tom.
I don't know about that, but boy, they sure have called everything.
Yeah, well, they've been, what, over 100 yards in penalties against BC.
Yeah, they've got 122 yards in penalties. And Notre Dame has 64. 20 penalties between the two teams. But it's kind of like a basketball game. You just know how the way the officials are going to call it. They're going to call everything.
Kevin Challenger, the injured Eagle.
There's an important part of this offense. Got a great touchdown. Made a great touchdown catch earlier in the game. Jeff Jagodzinski had a chance to talk to him this week. What an interesting guy, Tom. You know, just really has this thing in perspective.
Wasn't like the coaches having to stay in the office all night and miss their families, so he has some rules and some interesting outlook on things. Has it as a rule of thumb that he takes his kids to school twice a week and has everything pretty much in perspective. Callender with a run right to the first down marker.
I thought it was interesting. He said, you know, I'm just not going to miss any more of my kids' lives. You know, 9 moves over the last few years as an assistant coach, now a head coach, and said, I'm just going to be there when I can. He still gets the job done. Obviously, the team's undefeated, but as you mentioned, Mondays and Thursdays, drops 2 of his kids off at school.
It is a BC first down. And today's first down line brought to you by Xerox. Coach Jagodzinski, we mentioned, came over from the Green Bay Packers, but spent 14 years as a college assistant coach, including a couple at BC as the offensive coordinator. Also was at Northern Illinois, at LSU, and at East Carolina. He was an NFL assistant not only with Green Bay, but with Atlanta. Now in his first season as the BC head coach and has them 6-0.
The 25-second clock did not start properly. Please put 5:04 back on the game clock. Start the 25-second clock on the signal.
Ever vigilant.
Indeed. Indeed. I'd like to have him grade your English paper in high school. Be tough on you.
Clock ticks down from 4:55. Ryan with a handoff. Callender stopped in his tracks. How do you assess Matt Ryan and his Heisman hopes off his performance at Notre Dame Stadium today?
Well, it's been efficient. I don't think it's necessarily been spectacular, but, you know, throwing for 2 touchdowns, did throw an interception, but I would say a very, very efficient day for Matt Ryan.
Notre Dame stops the clock with a timeout, 4:38 showing, and BC on top, 27-14. Tough afternoon for the BC Eagles, who are bidding to go 7-0 to start this season. Notre Dame football presented to you by Vonage. 4 minutes, 38 seconds. The Irish down to 1 timeout. It's 2nd down and 9 for Boston College.
Boston College has had the ball for 15 more minutes than the Irish in this game.
They gained over 400 yards. Matt Ryan chased, somehow found a man. Callender off to the races. Caught from behind by Walls. There's a flag back upfield.
Oh, what a surprise.
56 yards if it stands.
I think it's coming back. You know, it's kind of hanging his head.
Illegal receiver downfield.
We have an ineligible receiver illegally downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
Well, for those Irish fans who thought they were calling everything against the Irish, there's one against the Eagles. This play took an awfully long time to develop.
I don't know who was downfield. He didn't identify him. But Callender has a time in the whirlpool after this game. He's done a little bit of everything, hasn't he?
He really has. I mean, you know, we've seen the catches and the runs, but he is pass protected on a lot of blitzes very well timed. Getting a little bit of a breather now as L.V. Whitworth is in.
I think Ryan is getting ready to call a timeout, and he does. 3:57 as BC takes its first timeout of the second half. Well, next week the Irish will host USC, and remember what happened here 2 years ago? The 9th-ranked Irish hosting #1 USC. 2 minutes to play. Brady Quinn gave Notre Dame a 31-28 lead on a 5-yard run. Facing 4th and 9, Matt Leinart found Dwayne Jarrett. 61-yard gain to the Notre Dame 13. And then a little push from Reggie Bush, and Leinart able to win the game for the Trojans. 34-31, an all-time classic. And next week, USC returns to South Bend for the first time since that game. And it will be on hand 3:30 Eastern Time here on NBC.
Yeah, USC struggling too.
Yeah.
Lost last week, nearly upset again today. Did beat Arizona. I think I saw a final score 17-10. So they've got their own issues on offense.
We were talking about Andre Callender today. 10 receptions for 91 yards, 19 rushes for 81 yards. Touched the ball 29 times for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Just been absolutely magnificent.
Hand off to Whitworth.
They just hope Callender can be good in every month for the Eagles.
Not the same kind of calendar, Pat. C-A-L-L.
Tom, just play along.
There he is.
Notre Dame, that's their 3rd and final timeout. Please.
So the 3rd and final timeout by Notre Dame. 3:50 to go on the clock as they stop it for the final time. And as we mentioned, Andre Callender, he is our Chevrolet player of the game from Boston College. And for Notre Dame, Brian Smith, whose interception return for a touchdown was the first Notre Dame interception return by a freshman for a touchdown since 1976. In recognition of their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, Chevy, an American Revolution.
And how about Andre Callender today? 3 touchdowns, 11 on the season. You see these runs, the catches, good design by the offense. I'm just as impressed as he's picked up the blitzes and given his quarterback, Matt Ryan, plenty of time to survey the field.
Third down and 12. Hand off to Whitworth. Stopped by Trevor Laws.
How about a punt block, Tom? Huh?
It would be just what the Irish need. And there's the man that might do it, Trevor Laws, the kick blocking specialist, although all place kicks. Yeah.
Haven't seen the Irish really go after a punter yet, but I think if you were going to call one up, now's the time to do it.
Clock continues to roll. Approaching the 3-minute mark. BC will let it run down as far as they can. Notre Dame cannot stop it. Johnny Ayers to punt it to Zibikowski.
Good return going.
Zibikowski saying stay away from it as it goes out of bounds. They kick it away from Zibikowski out of bounds. Yeah,
it's good coaching.
No return. They line up the angle and put it at the 23-yard line. That was a 41-yard punt, but very effective because there was no return. And they made sure of that by kicking it out of bounds.
These are these situations, you know, with a 13-point lead, you hate to see defenses get too conservative. You know, they've been so good today coming after the quarterback, being aggressive. But how many times you see defenses kind of get soft, play that prevent, and really make games a lot closer, sometimes lose games by being too conservative.
One tick under 3 minutes. Evan Sharpley, who has rallied the Irish, sets up a screen, trying to anyway. That one was blown up from the outset as Allen made the reception, and
it was Herzlich.
Herzlich was.
Yeah. Well, he's had a good day as a blitzer, hasn't he?
Yes.
Mark Herzlich. Number 94. One of these, you know, good students. Both these teams have made the freshman All-ACC academic team last year.
Yeah, both these schools annually among the best at graduating students. 7 tackles for Herzlich today.
Nationally recruited for lacrosse as well, was Herzlich.
Sharpley steps up way downfield and broken up, intended for Paris. And who was the man that broke it up? Was it Tribble? I believe it was.
It was Tribble. And one more time, I tell you, Robbie Paris, if there's a bright spot, Robbie Paris has been one of those, right?
He might have pushed off that time too, Paris, but he's certainly become the intended target of Evan Sharpley. He's looked for him almost every time.
Not a bad target. He's done a nice job of getting open, catching the ball most times when he's given the opportunity.
Really coming on the last few games. Third down and 10. Sharpley steps up and again overshoots his man by about 20 yards. It was Paris again that was the intended receiver. So 4th down for the Irish. And down 13, you go for it here, even though you are deep in your own territory.
Have to.
Jimmy Clausen on the sideline. Fourth down and 10.
Well, here's Paris, his favorite target this far.
Rolling, delivering. Incomplete. Intended for George West, and the ball goes over to BC, and now the Eagle fans stand and applaud. They're going to see their team go to 7-0. The 4th-ranked team in the nation, the Eagles of Boston College.
And the #1 ranked team in the country, LSU, is in right now with the University of Kentucky, your alma mater, Tom. So, again, perhaps another upset. Saw one earlier today when Illinois lost to Iowa. Oklahoma State big over Nebraska. It was a surprise.
And so, Pat, this is the 4th time in the game that BC has begun in Notre Dame territory, and that was really crucial to the outcome of this game because Notre Dame mistakes gave them the ball with a short field. They were able to take advantage.
You know, you look at all the statistics, you say Notre Dame gave up a lot of yards, they gave up 27 points, but boy, they were just, you know, Boston College had it for about 17 more minutes, all the mistakes, short fields they had to defend. So again, I think Charlie's got to try to figure out how to get this offense going.
Well, maybe by going to Evan Sharp.
Well, I think he has to. James Aldridge, their starting running back, got hurt in the first half. Don't know whether he's going to be available next week. But they've got a number of issues on offense. Offensive line, wide receivers, for the most part, not doing a great job of getting open.
Second down play. Notre Dame cannot stop the clock. Callender again. Inside the 15-yard line, short of the first down. Inside 2 minutes, Joe Brockington, another tackle. Joe's had a pretty good defensive game for the Irish today.
Yeah, they still get good senior leadership from guys like Joe Brockington and John Carlson and Maurice Crum we've talked about. And, it's a hard thing when you're really struggling. You're a proud program like Notre Dame, and all you can do is, hey, play as hard as you can. Your seniors, guys like that, Trevor Laws. I mean, you talk about a great leader. Trevor Laws is one of those guys. No matter what the score, what the record, he's going to play as hard as he can every down.
Irish are going to drop to 1-6. It's the first time since the 60s they have had a similar record. And BC is going to go to 7-0. Boston College looking for that BCS Bowl, perhaps a chance to play for the national championship. Some tough games remaining for the Eagles, but they've answered the bell at every call so far, the first 7 games for their new coach, Jeff Jagosinski.
I don't know if you're a sports fan in Boston. The Red Sox now 1-0, right? New England hasn't, the Patriots haven't lost. The Celtics got some good players, Kevin Garnett and such, and your Eagles are 7-0.
Life is good.
Yeah, it is. Beantown, nice stuff. Reason to smile.
And this will go into the books as the 5th straight win over Notre Dame and 4 straight here at Notre Dame Stadium. Five seconds left. Might as well end on a penalty.
Well, that's now 21 penalties of the day.
The snap, false start, 77. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down. The clock will start on the snap.
He should hire an agent.
Yeah, they got a good voice. 22 penalties actually on the evening called.
Well, Notre Dame blanked in the first half. Evan Sharpley gave them a little bit of a lift. They got a interception return for a touchdown. Had another touchdown called off by penalty, which would have made it a 6-point game late in the 4th. Callender, appropriately enough, carries the ball for the final play of the game.
You know, I think they actually called 1 second left.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just
that look.
It's just, yeah, come on, let's get it over with.
Ryan will end the game 32 of 49, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, which went for a Notre Dame touchdown. Andre Callender gained 181 yards on the ground, or total, I should say, 181 yards total offense for Callender. 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing and 1 receiving. And that's it as Boston College goes to 7-0 to start this season by beating Notre Dame for the 5th straight time. So the dream season continues for Boston College as they win it 27-14. We'll be back in 30 seconds to hear from Coach Weiss on the Vonage postgame report.